Hitting start stream. See if it takes. Bunny, I think we're live. Are you ready to open the madhouse early today?
I'm ready.
Welcome to Madhouse. Thank you for joining us at this very early time. Usually the Madhouse is an evening event, but today, well, things could not be helped. Things could not be changed and moved around. However, we hear you banging on the doors even this early. We appreciate your desire to come to a place where you fit in finally. Bunny, soon we shall open the doors. Are you preparing the strings, Bunny?
I am. I'm polishing them.
Oh, I love polished strings. They're delightful. Oh, maybe we'll let you in. All right, Bunny, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do it, Bunny! Pull the strings!
I'm doing it.
Yes, indeed. There, the madhouse sits upon a... I don't know. It sits up there somewhere. Hello, Mooch. Hello, Canty. Hello, Frog. Now, you can't see us up there because... Welcome to the madhouse. Let us begin the show. Well, that's not the show. That's not the show. Hang on. Let us begin the show. There we are. Hello, Bunny. How you doing, bud? How's things?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am good. I am, like I said, I went clubbing last night because I put on some makeup and I looked real pretty. And so I went out.
You did.
And I know I did. I got help from you. You showed me how to do it. You showed me how to express my true self. Yeah, if you missed the show last night, Canty was, as always, a wonderful supporter of the show, dropping some serious ducats. And it wasn't, what's funny is I put on a bunch of makeup, clown makeup. And somebody, it might have been Addie Pie, was like, why do you embarrass yourself by doing these things? It's like, I would never do something like those weird fucking things those kids do on the other channel. I do things that I think are funny and interesting. I think putting on clown makeup is a lot of fun. I don't know if kids have never like when you were a kid, I used to do all kinds of fucking gore makeup and horror makeup and costumes and shit. I mean, that was fucking fun. It doesn't get any less fun, I imagine, for you, Bunny, all the time.
Exactly.
Why would you not love that? But you don't go out that often, or you do in your clown makeup?
It depends on if it's like an event or something. Like I used to go to raves all the time.
No, but I mean, would you put your clown makeup on and just go to the grocery store?
No, because there's kids. I don't want to scare kids.
Isn't that the opposite of what you would do, though?
You would think that everybody loves clowns, but not everybody does, and it's an actual fear for some people. And I don't want to scare kids.
That's
specifically.
Fair. No,
Fuck the adults.
Yeah, I
get
know.
over it. But kids.
Where does the age set in? Like we were watching. Me and Calvin were watching Longlegs this weekend, the horror movie, and. There, I'm not going to spoil the movie, but there's like a little kid in it towards the beginning, and Cal's like, well, that kid's not going to die. And I'm like, why? And Calvin says, well, they don't murder. Horror movies rarely kill little kids. Every now and then, but the vast majority of them stay away. And then I started thinking, okay, well, what's the age where the audience would go, that's an acceptable age to kill someone in a horror movie, and that is for a lot of people, oh, that's not going to work for me. Like, where do you think that...
In a horror movie?
Yeah.
I think any age, kill anybody. It's a horror movie. And when a movie does kill a kid, I always notice it because it actually makes me feel something, which is good. Like I actually get like, oh, that sucks. But it tells me that they're willing to go there.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting they shouldn't, but like, in movies like the very beginning of It, which I guess they put out the trailer for the TV series yesterday. I haven't watched it yet. They killed Georgie in the first 5 minutes where he gets his arm ripped off and gets pulled into the sewer or whatever. But is there that was a shocking murder, right? But you've got a bunch of high school kids getting killed in the Final Destination movies and nobody cares. So what I'm asking is, where's that line? Where does it become, oh my God?
Probably teenager. People are probably cool with teenagers dying. Everybody hates teenagers.
Well, yeah, K-Nub says as soon as they're old enough to start talking back. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Da Vinci says I'm petrified of horror movies, but my older siblings would scare me with masks when I was young. Oh, me and my brother had the most terrifying, I don't even know why he bought it when you think about it, because you go to, costume shops to get masks for Halloween of demons and, monsters and shit. And he decided to buy this mask. It was like $100, I remember. And it was the most realistic mask I'd ever seen, but it was just an old man with white hair. But something about it, when we wore it, scared the shit out of our nieces and nephews. So we were like 10 or we were 13, 14, and they were probably like 6, 7. We would chase them around the fucking house. It was delightful. It was so much fun.
Yeah, when I was little, my uncle had a lot of masks. Like he had a Freddy Krueger mask. He had this one mask that was just this guy blowing his cheeks out, and that one was terrifying to me. But he would put those on and then pretend to beat the shit out of my mom in front of us.
Okay, now that's a little different. That's a little fucking different. Yeah. Hang on. I'm going to put in the most popular Halloween mask of all time. I'll tell you what my mom did, because I talk about this and people say, let me open this up real quick. This is kind of cool. Hang on. I talk about this, and people ask me about my childhood, and I say, well, my childhood was very loving, but it was crazy. My mom was loving and supportive, but she was out of her fucking mind. And what she says today, what my mom says today, well, she's dead now. She doesn't say much unless I'm using a Ouija board.
Wink. Oh, you did.
I added a little cute pose there. See
it was so good.
It's sassy.
Uh-huh.
Anyway,
I feel like you wink better like that. That's good.
I think I do. But yeah, so she said much later in life, she said, she was going through menopause, and the doctors at the time, this was like the late 70s, early 80s, the doctors at the time were like, oh, they didn't really do hormone replacement therapy. They didn't give her anything for it. So she just kind of lost her shit with all these hormone imbalances. So I remember she did this a couple of times, and boy, talk about Child Protective Services. If they would have known, she would get so fed up with me and my brother fighting and just being a pain in the ass and stuff. She would pretend she was dead in the bed. Right. And so we would go up, and I know, and I was like 8, 9, and I was like crying and mama. And I would go up to her, and this was the thing. I would take her eyelid and I'd pull it up to see if she was okay. And she actually was able to make her eye roll back. And that motherfucker, you knew, I didn't know, but she was awake like she was awake. Motherfucker. Yeah. But that shit traumatized the shit out of me. But I love it now. Hell, we're doing Madhouse. That's probably why we're here. People are crazy. Let's look up the before we get to our stories and tell you what's going on with the show today. I do want to show you, because I am fascinated by this, the most popular Halloween masks of all time. Halloween mask ranking. Here we go. Well, I'm not a fan of these. I wish they would have been more. Okay, well, here we go. I'll tell you the top 10. You think you can guess what number 1 is or no?
Probably not. I'm gonna be honest.
All right. Well, number 12 is kind of hard to believe because I know the Broadway musical was real popular in the 80s, but Phantom of the Opera is sitting at number 12 out of the most popular Halloween horror mask of all time, which is kind of weird. I mean, that's a fine mask and all, but, okay. It's not all that impressive. Spider-Man, which I thought would be higher, is number 11. It's not really horror, but okay. Guy Fawkes, V from Vendetta, is number 10.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know the Guy Fawkes mask was only from V from Vendetta. I thought it was like a It was more popular before that, but I guess not. The Scream mask comes in at number 9. That makes a lot of sense. Number 8 is the Hannibal Lecter mask. Number 7 is the Gladiator mask from Maximus. Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen.
I don't think I've
anybody wear that
ever.
from.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
somebody's own bullshit. Predator mask 6. Seems like a real old list. Let me check when this was published. 4 is Batman. 3 is Zorro. 2 is Iron Man. 1 is Vader. When was this list published? They can go fuck themselves. I don't believe this at all. I don't believe this for a goddamn minute.
Because I would have put the Ghostface mask
Much
higher.
much higher.
Yeah.
Much higher. Yeah. Let's see. The most popular Halloween mask of all time. I really want to. I'll have to figure this out later. But based on various Reddit threads, the most popular iconic mask of all time are Michael Myers from Halloween. That makes sense. Leatherface, Ghostface. That makes sense. Like you said, from Scream.
Yeah.
What else? Deckers? Oh, from Nightbreed? Okay, I don't know. But anyway, I definitely think the top 3 makes sense. Michael Myers, Leatherface, and Ghostface is probably towards the top there.
Yeah.
Squid Game mask would be popular, Tyler. Yes, but again, we're talking about all time, right? I think
And kids don't trick or treat the same no more. It ain't the same as it used to be. A lot of people don't trick or treat anymore. Or at least around.
Yeah, no. You're not.
They don't even do trick or treating anymore.
Do they have a reason why? What do they say the reason is?
I think their kids just aren't into it. Is what I think it is. I think the kids just aren't interested in leaving the house.
Yeah, well, I can understand that. But no, I mean, it was weird. When I moved back to LA in our neighborhood, it was crazy, but it kind of ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
But we're less than halfway to Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. Well, it's one of my favorite holidays. I can't wait. I love all that shit. Speaking of horror, the Madhouse Canty 12-hour horror film festival starts this Saturday. Right now, it's not 12 hours, it's 5 hours, but it could be 12 hours if we get all the films filled out. We have selected 2 of the films, or I should say the audience has. If you are over on the Discord and you would like to join us, this will be happening at noon California time this Saturday. And if we get all 5 films filled in, it'll be going till midnight. So it's 12 fucking hours. I'm making the world's best popcorn. Bunny's making what she considers the world's best popcorn. It's going to be a delight. We hope to see you there. Now, right now we've got Martyrs, of which I watched the trailer last night, and it is that we're going to watch the 2008 Martyrs, which is a very divisive film. I believe it's French, so there's subtitles, so, be aware. But apparently that movie, you either love it like crazy, and it is the most brutal, nasty thing on the planet, or it's a piece of shit. But the remake is not liked by almost anyone. So it'll be the 2008 one. And then Shaun of the Dead is I don't know what the order is, but Shaun of the Dead is the second movie that we have picked. And I haven't seen either one of these. Now, if you are interested and if you want to contribute to what the third movie is, here's how we do it. It'll cost you $5 to put a movie on the wheel. You can repeat movies. So if you really like, for example, The Witch, you can, if you want, you can spend $50 and put, what is that? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. How many is that, Bunny? 10. You can basically fill the whole wheel out with The Witch, right? If you want to. But regardless, once a wheel gets filled, we spin it and then we spin another one, and those two compete for what movie is third. So if you want to contribute and help the stream out and support the show, that's the only fundraising we're doing today. Obviously, we would love to have your super chats. We would love to have your donations, and we would love to have your membership gift donos and things like that. But today, the only thing we're going to be putting up on the screen and bugging you about is we want to get these movies filled out because we want to have have you ever been to a long film festival, Bunny?
I have not been to a film festival, period.
Well, so there are film festivals that are like, if you go to Cannes and there's movie or Sundance and they're showing all over the town. So you go to one, then you go to dinner, then you go to another one and another one, then you go have drinks, you go to But when I was a kid,
cool.
they still do this sometimes. Like, they'll show all the Marvel movies before the new Avengers movie. So it's like 2 days of movies. But when I was a kid, it was like they would do like horror. So, they didn't actually do this, but the idea was the movie theater would close the doors at like 6 p.m. and they don't open again until 6 a.m. And so you can't leave the movie theater. And it's like 12 horror movies all night long,
That sounds like a nightmare to me.
I love that. I love it. It's delightful. It's fucking delightful. So that's what this is. It's back to back to back to back. We'll probably put in some trailers in there. Obviously, we'll be commentating and talking to the chat throughout the stream, and then at the end of each movie, we'll talk about it, and then we'll roll the next one. So that's what's happening this weekend. And again, hopefully, if you want to add a movie, it'll cost you $5. Put it on the wheel. Let's see where we're going now. A couple more things before we get into the actual topics of the show today. Lunch with Shu, the ex-head of PlayStation, is coming up this afternoon. That's why the times are all slid around today. We're back to normal tomorrow. Lunch with Shu comes up on this channel at 5 o'clock. If you want to talk to Shu, it's Cult Calypso members, God of War members, and mods in the Discord. That particular episode will be broadcast out to Diet Soda Soldiers. It might even be broadcast out to everyone. I don't know yet, but then it goes behind a paywall for a month and then everybody gets to watch it. So that's coming up today at 5 if you're into video games, discussions, and news. Most of the show today, we have some weird stuff today, but a lot of the show today is about, because I got up today and started prepping the show and I started looking at just how many weird stories there are that aren't necessarily about aliens, ghosts, weird tech. It's just about how fucked up the world is. And we're fucked. Okay. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about some current events today. We'll take your calls if you want to put yourself in the Discord, and we'll chat with you soon. I do want to say, now I didn't watch this and I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to get into LCU drama, but I do want to say briefly that apparently Boogie called into the Aussie show last night and said that I sent him a dead mouse. Which I have to assume if Boogie's not lying, then perhaps somebody is pretending to be me. Why would I do that? Does he?
I don't think that he knows who did it, period. And he's just assuming it's you.
Why would I send him a
First, I think he thought it was somebody else, and then he said he thought it was you. So I don't think there was a name on it.
Well, he was saying in here, oh, you mean there wasn't a name on the package?
Yeah, because I think at first, when it first happened on live, I think he thought that it was somebody else. And Keem was saying he did it, I think. But I don't think Boogie paid attention to that. That Keem was like, I sent it.
Why would anybody send anybody a dead mouse? Unless you're talking about the Grammy-winning hit artist, Dead Mouse. That's even a weird one, but at least you're like, well, maybe it's a hostage thing. But in this case, why would I send anyone a dead mouse? Why would anyone? Was it supposed to be like a threat? Like, you're next, fat man, or what?
I think they were just sending him stuff. Like how people, they just look up his address and just send him random shit all the time.
Okay.
Like that happens a lot. Yeah, and I think they just sent like a bag of crickets and a dead mouse from like PetSmart or something.
Don't fucking accuse me of sending dead animals in the mail.
Yeah.
I deliver those to your fucking doorstep in person, Boogie. I don't fucking send that shit in the mail. Son of a bitch. Anyway, all right. Well, no, that was not me. All right, well, we'll start with good news, but it's bad news. Okay, here we go. So life on Mars was possible, scientists say. I'm only bringing this up, A, because it's fascinating and interesting and wonderful, but it's also horrible. Because if you talk to people, I don't know if it's the Fermi paradox. I forget what the official term is for it, but where they say one of the reasons we haven't encountered aliens is that civilizations that get advanced enough to go off planet, by the time they're able to do those things, they're also probably not evolved enough yet that they can't help but destroy themselves or destroy their environments or anything like that.
This reminds me, this kind of connects to what we were talking about last night. There was this story of this kid, I think he was from Russia. Somebody might know what I'm talking about. They like interviewed him and stuff, but he claimed that in his past life, he was a part of a civilization that lived on Mars. And he knew all this stuff about Mars, which they thought was really weird, but he said that the people now live inside of Mars.
Yeah.
Like that something happened on the surface and then they had to all move underground. And now I'm thinking like, wait a minute.
Well, right. So Curiosity, the rover, is doing a lot of the experiments it's doing up there right now is drilling into the core to try to get a sense of what happened, what still may be down there at a microscopic level that maybe is still kind of alive in a very fundamental, basic way. And, so it could be, but what they're saying though, is that they're what they've gotten from Curiosity so far is they say it tells us the planet was habitable, and the models for habitability are actually accurate. The broader implications are the planet was habitable up until a time, but then as the CO2 that had been warming the planet started to fade away, it impacted the planet's ability to sustain life. So whether or not they did that to themselves, like with some kind of, global warming that they, like us, are like, that's not real, fuck you. Or whether it was a disaster, like last night we talked about this planet now that they're saying is inside the Earth, parts of a planet that created the moon that impacted the Earth 4 billion years ago or whatever, and there are two big chunks of it, one under the Pacific Ocean, one under Africa, that actually are part of another planet. Maybe that was people trying to get away from Mars. I mean, who knows? When you look at the cosmic time scale, if Mars was capable and had water and sustaining life, it's not like, maybe there was life and maybe it evolved and who knows what happened to it. So like I've said before, the older I get, the more I research this stuff, the more I start to recognize that a lot of these people talking about maybe there were things here earlier than what we think in terms of civilizations or technology. I'm starting to wonder how true that is. But I bring this up because if there was life here and it was intelligent, they couldn't survive. And frankly, I think that's pretty much where we're going. I'll give you one piece of good news before we dive into the bad news. This is just a cool story. There was a brand new crop circle in England. It was the first crop circle to appear this year in England in the year. People say when you look at it from the top, the symbol makes them download certain information to their subconscious. Now, I don't know if that's true, but it's a good idea.
It's pretty.
It's pretty, and it's a good goddamn idea. You'd think by now, though, if people were, there are people who fake crop circles, but there are, oh shit, I just had it downloaded. Oh my God. That's amazing. What? I just looked at it.
Oh.
Maybe the download's not done for you yet. It takes a little bit. I have better internet here. It's downloading into my subconscious. So you got it yet? You see it, Bunny? You see what I see?
I want an Oreo now. I don't know. Yeah. That design just makes me want an Oreo.
Well, maybe you have to upgrade to the plan. I got the more interesting plan. But anyway, I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's interesting. So now let's get to the negative. Now you're going to say, but Jeffy, why are you getting into politics? Well, I'm not. First of all, you can't live on this planet and not be into politics, or at least not be affected by them. But it's not that I want to make this a political show. It's just that there are some things in the news today that make me go, oh my God, we are so incredibly fucked. We are so stupid. Let me ask before I get to this clip, Bunny, and again, I'm not asking this to quiz you because I had to look up the definition. I had a rough idea, but what do you think the job of the head of the Department of Homeland Security? What is their number one job, do you think?
I would assume protecting the homeland.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
The head, they basically to counter terrorism and enhance the safety, blah, blah, blah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oversees DHS effort to counter terrorism and enhance security, secures and manages borders, facilitating trade and travel. You would think, though, somebody who has that goal, like if you went to a robot and said your number one goal is to protect the homeland, you would think without checks and balances, if that was your only goal, you'd probably be effective, but you'd probably be pretty dangerous as well because you're going to be doing all kinds of things. It's like, well, that person could become a criminal. Let me get rid of them. Right. And it's like that person's 6 and they happen to only maybe be a criminal because you thought they read a comic book that might turn people, who the fuck knows why. Right.
Yeah.
Bobo Brown, you cute little thing. Oh, he smiles too. Some dogs do a little smile. Yep. They learned it from people.
He does.
Look at him. Bless his heart. But now this is Trump's newest head of the Department of Homeland Security. and she was in front of Congress yesterday, I think. And I'll just play you the clip. It's like 2 minutes. It's 3 minutes. I won't play the whole thing, but I want you to understand just how, in my opinion, dangerous this is for the country and the world. And then let's talk about it on the other side. Here you go.
Secretary Noem.
And Secretary Noem is the head of Homeland Security.
The White House Deputy Chief of Staff recently said that the Trump administration is actively looking at suspending habeas corpus. Last week you were asked about this, and I want to clarify your position because it's obviously really important to get this right. So, Secretary Noem, what is habeas corpus?
Well, habeas corpus is a constitutional right that the president has to be able to remove people from this country and suspend their right to.
Let me stop you, ma'am.
Suspend their
habeas
right
corpus, excuse me, that's incorrect.
President
habeas
Lincoln
corpus,
used it.
Excuse me. Habeas corpus is the legal principle that requires that the government provide a public reason for detaining and imprisoning people. If not for that protection, the government could simply arrest people, including American citizens, and hold them indefinitely for no reason. Habeas corpus is the foundational right that separates free societies like America from police states like North Korea.
Now, before I keep going, I'm fully aware of how these congressional bullshit things work, right? It's all political for the most part, right? I get the fact that if you don't like the person or if your party doesn't like the person you're talking to, you get up there and make them look like an idiot, and vice versa. So I'm not, you know, and they release these clips a lot of times for fundraising or for people in either party to go, see, my party's right, your party's wrong. It's not what I'm talking about here. She's, you know, whatever you think of the Democrats, the woman is simply literally offering the legal definition and the constitutional definition, which is the legal definition of habeas corpus. That's all she's doing here. She's not, you know, so let's keep going, but just let's be clear. I'm aware of the optics of these kinds of things. And I'm not going like, see, I'm saying all we need to take away from this, in my opinion, and I'll look at the chat in a second, is how fucking stupid this woman is who is in charge of protecting the homeland. Okay, here we go.
As a senator from the Live Free or Die state, this matters a lot to me and my constituents and to all Americans. So, Secretary Noem, do you support the core protection that habeas corpus provides, that the government must provide a public reason in order to detain and imprison someone?
Yeah, I support habeas corpus. I also recognize that the President of the United States has the authority under the Constitution to decide if it should be suspended or not.
It has never
Let
been,
us be clear, though,
it has
that this
never
president,
been done. It has never been done without approval of Congress. Even Abraham Lincoln got retroactive approval from Congress. So I have been asking executive branch nominees a simple question over the past few months. If the president orders them to break the law, I've been asking, will you follow the law or follow the order? I want to ask you a more specific question here. If the president tries to suspend habeas corpus and a federal court reverses the president's order, will you comply with the court order and uphold habeas corpus, or will you follow the president's directive?
we are following all federal court orders and are complying with that, as is the president, and every decision.
So, by the way, she gets off here because the lady assumes she answered it. She didn't answer the question at all. She's basically, you know, but we'll keep going.
Well, that is obviously not true for anybody who reads the news. There are federal court orders right now, including returning somebody who was deported mistakenly. But
did you just hear what she said?
Yeah.
Let me play that again. Just that little sound bite. That needs to go on our soundboard. Listen to this.
Returning somebody who was
Right here.
deported mistakenly. But
I wouldn't rely on the news for your facts. Now, it's one thing to say that there are news agencies that are more trustworthy and more left-leaning, right-leaning, and centrist than others.
Yeah.
But are you literally suggesting, I guess she is, that, I mean, this is the America that we're creating, that the head of Department of Homeland Security is going in front of Congress and saying, I don't think it's a good idea to rely on the news. You know, the independent groups that basically hold people in power accountable, don't rely on them for your facts. And the fact is, I bet you there's a lot of people in the chat and in America that would agree with her. And we're fucked, but let's keep going.
To be clear, This is about a fundamental legal right that ensures that we live in a free society instead of a police state that would have a sham legal system like Russia or North Korea. So I'm glad that you have now committed to following court orders. I'm
She
glad
has
you believe
not.
in the basic freedom for Americans if ordered to do so by a court. And again, I want just to make clear that it is critically important that even if the president tries to suspend the right of people to know why they've been detained or imprisoned, if a federal court reverses that order, that you will follow that order. And I hope all members of the administration will, because it's obviously.
And she didn't say she would. I mean, this is coming on the heels of, excuse me, I think it was the Supreme Court even said, hey, you can't do this, Trump. And he's not doing anything about it. He's not reversing his executive order. He's not changing his behavior, even though the Supreme Court, which is supposed to hold him in check, basically said, you can't do this. So I do worry about the fact that this stuff is happening. And I don't know. My first thought is, Bunny, what do you think? And then I want to go to the chat.
I think, talking about the part where she said, don't trust the news for your facts, I gotta say, I think the majority of people I know don't trust the news.
Okay, they don't trust any of the news? I mean, then what?
No.
Then how do they know what's going on in the world?
I have no idea. I get Twitter, I guess. I don't really know. But I would say most people I know, like in real life, will say, "Oh, you can't trust what you hear on the news." You know, you hear people say that all the time.
But
it's happening.
It is. But what's sad about that is you can offer proof to them. It's like this is why I think we're absolutely I don't know how you get out of the quandary. Here's a story real quick. And it ties into this one. Then let's come back to talking about it. But this is a document. This was reporting from the New York Times. Now, a lot of people say it's slanted, it's liberal, you can't trust them. Fine. But let me tell you the story first, and then let me simply show you the evidence. Whether they're right, left, or center, there is evidence, which is basically an aide to Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, ordered FBI analysts to edit an assessment in order to make Gabbard and President Trump insulated from being attacked for the administration's claim that Venezuela's government controls a criminal gang. We need to do some rewriting, they said, so this document is not used against the president, right? So they're asking them to doctor FBI analysis, which is designed to protect Americans, so Trump won't look bad, okay? And you can say, oh, that you can't trust that. That's coming from the New York Times. Okay, but you can fucking see it. You can fucking download.
Yeah, if they cite their sources and you can go and track where they got the information from, that's what you should be doing anyway.
I mean, yeah, it's right. It's right here. Hang on. Oh, the PDF is the worst fucking thing mankind has ever invented. Fuck PDFs. My God. Anyway, here you go. There's the memo. Okay? And it's like, okay, just because the New York Times reported it doesn't make it true or not true. But certainly if you dig for 5 seconds, you can see the actual fucking government document.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that could be doctored. Okay, so let's assume that's the case. Because, yes, of course, anything can be doctored. Fine. Well, okay, so where does it end then? So are you more comfortable? And I guess I don't mean to be all, soapboxy about it, but I'm worried and I'm pissed and I'm scared and I'm angry. Yes, the news. Okay, so the news can be doctored and slanted. Documents can be doctored and manipulative. That's not untrue. But what do you think is more accurate or more frequent? That people who have dedicated their lives to truth telling in news, went to journalism school, and you can find the ones that kind of feel a little bit more like they're honest brokers, and the ones that are not, you can avoid. Do you think they're lying all the time, or do you think the politicians and the people in power and the rich elite that control everything, they're more often to kind of manipulate data in order to continue to get away with all the shit they're getting away with? I mean, I don't know. It seems pretty. It seems like a pretty easy guess to me, but I mean, these people that you say, Bunny, who don't trust the news.
It's somebody pointed out that they said don't trust mainstream media, and that is exactly what I hear. Don't trust. So maybe they are getting their news from just
Okay,
somewhere
but
else
how
that's
do
not
you
mainstream?
but
I don't know.
how do you define mainstream? Right? Is you know?
I guess just any of the top, big main news sources. I guess like the ones you were mentioning.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I don't really know.
Well, right. And so it's like basically what people are, it's like, why can't we all get together and recognize the fact that we're all being manipulated by this shit? And it doesn't mean you trust the New York Times and you don't trust Fox, or you trust Fox and you don't trust MSNBC. But it does mean that one side is not good and the other side is bad. It means they're all in this to make money. And
Oh, yeah.
the truth is there, but this is why I'm agnostic on everything. And people say, Jeffy, you're a fucking fence sitter. I'm a fence sitter because I don't have any real data that I can identify as the actual data, and neither does anyone else.
Yeah, there's no way to. If you think everything's doctored, then you're never going to believe anything you see on the internet, period. So you might as well just, I don't know.
Be agnostic and go, well,
Yeah.
or demand a level of evidence that is, more scrutinized, I
Yeah.
suppose.
Yeah,
But-
that'd be the logical thing, yeah.
But the end result should not be, oh, just don't trust the media. I mean, if you actually go to the White House, Donald Trump has made his own. I don't know if you've seen this. Again, this is not, even though I can't stand Trump, this is not about Trump. This is about how we allow ourselves to get stupider and stupider. And I think it's going to kill us all. Donald Trump, they called it Drudge, but it's not Drudge. It's, he made his own Drudge style website. And it's kind of goofy. Where is this? Where do I find this site? Here it is, right here. This is his website. This is whitehouse.gov/wire. It couldn't read more like fucking Pravda and Russian propaganda. Angel families urge Republicans to pass big, beautiful bill. MAGA baby savings account, part of the pro family, one big, beautiful bill. White House, it's the same fucking thing. Trump and Hegseth unveil 175 dome missile shield. It's all positive Trump news, which again, it's the White House website. I get it, but it presents as news, and people, and I hate to say it, people aren't stupid, but they're uninformed and misinformed. And people will see this and they will think this is the fucking news. And ask yourself why the White House, like, it's not so much that Trump is out there tooting his own horn. It's the fact that if you toot your own horn, it's kind of like when you go to websites on a forum and there are posts that are ads and they say ad really small, but it tries to trick you into thinking it's part of the thing, so you'll click on it. Ask yourself why the fucking president of the United States needs to try to trick people into thinking his propaganda is news. Like, this is so brazenly offensive to me. But I don't know. I'll shut up and I'll go to the chat. And I'll go to you, Bunny. What you take the lead, Bunny. Where are you with this?
I don't know much about politics. I don't read much into it. I don't really know where my place is with anything political because I don't know. I'm a little idiot like that. But it is weird to try and paint this like it's news when it's just.
So let me ask you this: if
Trump.
you don't pay,
I mean, that'd be weird for any president to do. So.
Right? That's right. If you don't pay attention to it, the question then is, and maybe the answer is you don't. I don't know, but do you vote?
No.
Okay.
No,
well,
I haven't voted since 2012. I voted for Ron Paul and.
I think that's probably the smartest decision for people who are disengaged. The problem is a lot of people.
Yeah, I know that I don't know enough to vote. Yeah, I'm aware that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I respect that. I really do.
Yeah, there haven't been many candidates that I feel like speak to me the way Ron Paul did in 2012. Like,
Right.
I agreed with almost everything he was pitching, and I haven't seen that again. So.
Ron Paul he's the older guy that he had the son in Congress, a Senator
Yeah.
Rand Paul, I think. Right. And he was real libertarian, had a couple of weird ideas, but they all have weird ideas. But okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Ground news is great. I love ground news. News aggregators like Ground News is a good place. That's true. That is a website where they take the left and the right, and they don't really have a dog in the fight. And they hire outside agencies to determine things for them, and they tell you if you're on the left or the right what your blind spots might be. So, for example, today, and we're not. This is not a political stream. It's about politics, but only in as much as it's killing us because we don't know anything, right? So if you go to Blind Spot, which is my favorite part of the site, I gotta log in, but let me see if it'll give me Blind Spot anyway. Here it is. So if you're a left-leaning news guy, it'll tell you the left hasn't reported on a lot of these stories. Elon Musk says he wouldn't let Bill Gates babysit his kid because of Epstein. Delaware becomes 11th state to allow assisted suicide. And then if you read a lot of right news, you're not going to hear White House says Trump is reviewing IVF policy recommendations promised in executive order. You're not going to hear that Colombia lost huge areas to deforestation in 6 months. You're not going to hear Taiwan alleges China is using cash to win developing nations. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So it does help. It does help at least give you a sense of, maybe where are you being lied to. But Ectoplasm says the only political thing I care for is how it affects us. Well, yeah, that's the only thing you should care for. King TL says, Canty, Jaffe is burning the company down. Just want him to, I don't know what he's saying at this point. All right, let me go to the, ultimately you have to accept you can't prove things. Then you have to decide, says Swapfire, do you believe in more or do you believe in less? Yeah, but I mean, that's a shitty, you're right, but that's a shitty, solution to come to. Once you start watching truly independent small news groups, says Nubs, who point out lies of one side, the other, or both, you realize why you shouldn't trust mainstream news on either side. Yeah, but I think your conclusion is wrong. I think your assumption and your accusation that the left and the right mainstream news or any news will at times, and probably more often than anybody would be comfortable with knowing, will adjust and skewer their coverage because they're a business. I think that's accurate. But the idea that the solution is small independent news sources, come on, man. I mean, look at all these fucking grifters on YouTube. Look at all these their business. They're in a business too. They're in a goddamn business too of making sure that they are comforting their audience every episode, every upload, every live stream, continuing to bang the drum that they know makes them money and get some super chats. I don't know how you do it. Kaylee says, I'm just going to say, if you think the government would not hide stuff or pull stuff, aka JFK, not to get too into conspiracies, they definitely would do it. Oh, of course. They absolutely would do it. Okay, so here's the big question. And this is the issue. When you say, why does it matter? Okay, I'll tell you. This is where we're going with this anyway. I'm not here to just bang a drum and say vote for the left or vote for the right. It's a question of why it matters at all. Okay. Here's why. Because the people in power affect your daily life. This is a fascinating story. Ex-FBI agent said Elon Musk, he just did an interview. Elon Musk's ketamine drug habit made him an easy target for Russian spies. Okay. This guy was an FBI agent. He did an interview basically saying Musk's susceptibility to promiscuous women and drug use, in particular ketamine, and his gravitation towards club life would have been seen by Russian intelligence service as an entry point for an operative to be sent in after studying their psychological profile. I'm not allowed to discuss the details of exactly how we obtained the information, but there's a vast amount of evidence to support it. Musk was also the Wall Street Journal, and then this ex-FBI agent confirmed that Musk was in frequent contact with Vladimir Putin. And as you know, Musk was helping the Ukraine's war effort. And then after 2022, he started helping Russia with Starlink and SpaceX and all of that shit, right? Meanwhile, Musk's ample medical and recreational use of ketamine has drawn plenty of attention, that the drug could easily allow anyone to feel like they're in charge of the whole world. Ketamine experts say that it has a profound short and long-term memory issue effect and causes people sometimes to distinctly disassociate in their day-to-day existence. Now, why would this matter? It would matter because you've got a guy who is in charge of, for a while anyway, slicing all kinds of jobs, government programs that you and your family may depend on. And it could be that, oh, well, he was compromised by what a lot of people would call the enemy, which is Russia, okay? Well, what does that matter, Jaffe? Well, the guy was arrested. Former agent who accused FBI of political bias is now arrested. He could spend up to a year in jail. Now, they're saying it's because, oh, well, he wrote a book and there was some classified stuff in there. Maybe that's the case. The trial hasn't happened yet. But what kind of FBI agent is going to write a book and not quadruple check with his superiors about, hey, is this stuff okay? He filed a whistleblower claim to give him the right to talk about some of these things, and suddenly he's now arrested. That doesn't mean he's right and the people who arrested him are wrong, but when you say, why does it matter? It matters because we are at the mercy of these assholes and these liars and these cheats. And I think what's happened is, at least for me, is we went through a country's lifetime of going, oh, we believe facts. And I think people are right when they say we're waking up to the fact that we've been lied to. That's fine. That's true in all kinds of ways. Like Kayleigh said, the JFK stuff probably. But it's about who we are, in my opinion, now going, okay, well, so we've woken up to the lie, but the way we're acting to waking up to the lie is terrible. And it's going to fucking destroy us. It's going to fucking destroy us. In my opinion. We talk UFOs on this show all the time, Banana Joe. We love UFOs. We love ghosts. We love conspiracy theories. We love weird tech. We're taking a bit of a detour today to talk a little bit about current events as they relate to the fact that the world is probably going to destroy itself before we can become our own UFOs and fly around and explore other planets. And I hate that it's inevitable. I hate, Darth Nugget says it's inevitable. We are doomed. I hate that we're doomed. I hate that it's inevitable. But that's why I'm asking you guys, what do we do about it? Dreamy says, do you think the government made some sort of agreement with aliens? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, again, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I am at peace with the doom, Big Bob. But Big Bob says, come to peace with the doom. I am at peace with the doom. I don't mind dying. I mind the fact that we could really, do something cool. Like, imagine if we survived this bullshit, right? I know I'm a geek. I love Star Trek. I love all that stuff. I love the Star Trek vision of the future, which is positive, and we go out and explore, and we no longer have wars amongst humans anyway, because we've evolved. We've survived long enough to evolve. That would be, to me, the sad thing. It's not so much that I'm afraid of blowing up in a big nuke. It's the fact that I'm like, oh, fuck, man. You know how much work it was collectively to evolve to where we are today? How many times have we done this dance? Maybe this is like the billionth time that this particular species has almost gotten to the point that we could survive long enough. And here we go again.
Yeah.
It
could have been.
Right. It's almost like we should leave, like in a lot of these sci-fi movies, when people are caught in a time loop, it's almost like we should be able to leave behind these documents. So, well, that's the Bible. No, it's not. We should leave behind these documents that are like, hey, we made it to this stage. This is 5 reasons we think, or 5 different theories why we fucked up. Hopefully this will help you not be us. Maybe those little 10 commandments are splattered all over the galaxies and we just haven't found one yet because we'll never get off the planet to find them. What the fuck is going on, Jaffe? We're just talking about things. We're talking about things. Jesus, can we not? You guys talk about how you want to talk about UFOs and all the secrets. This is a secret that's happening in front of our very eyes. Don't fucking push back on that.
It's just as interesting.
Open the curtains. Come on, man. Open the fucking curtains. Look at this now. This is interesting. This is interesting for a couple reasons. We are going to build, according to Donald Trump, he calls it the Golden Dome. I call it Ultron. If you saw the Avengers motion picture show, Tony Stark wanted to build a shield around the world. Well, Trump wants to build the Golden Dome around America. Let me play this. Lou says, I don't care about life. I laugh at it and enjoy it because I know we will all die and disappear. That doesn't mean I act like an asshole. I respect and live calmly. Yeah, I'm not worried about dying. It's not a personal thing. It is personal, but it's not me being dead. It's going, this would be cool, man. Let's solve the puzzle. Let's solve the puzzle.
This design for the Golden Dome will...
President Trump unveiled plans Tuesday for a Golden Dome missile defense system to shield America from foreign attacks.
Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space.
The president told reporters in the Oval Office that he hopes to construct...
You can tell he was real impressed by that space part. He's like, can you believe that? They just told me that this morning. Space, you guys.
The dome before the end of his term. The project is expected to cost $175 billion.
And I love that's the quote. Love the guy or hate the guy. That's the quote. It's not some ask not what you can do for your country. Whatever. It's this is a very dangerous world. We're going to protect our citizens like never before. And that's the quote he wants on the poster. Okay.
$1 billion.
We will protect the homeland from cruise missiles, ballistic missiles, hypersonic missiles.
Earlier on Tuesday, President Trump made a rare visit to Capitol Hill, meeting with House Republicans in a bid to rally support.
Now, here's where it does get a little troubling, though, because I absolutely, Tyler says, I hope he doesn't think it's an actual physical dome. He might. It's like, where's the gold? We're going to have a gold sky in America. No. But this is where it gets a little tricky, I guess. Watch this briefly. Again, I mean, I don't think anybody doesn't support, protecting people from missiles. That's a good idea. Whatever side of the aisle you're on, we can all agree that's probably a good idea. But this is where it gets a little tricky.
To pass his massive budget bill.
I think we have unbelievable unity. I think we're going to get everything we want.
The legislation makes permanent the tax cuts passed during his first term and includes a campaign promise to eliminate taxes on tips and overtime pay. It also increases spending on defense and border security. To offset those cuts, there are federal spending cuts to Medicaid, food stamps, and clean energy subsidies.
Of course there are. Of course they want your Medicaid and your food stamps. Well, what from Medicaid? They're like, well, no, all we're cutting from Medicaid is waste. Well, maybe. They're going to add, here's what's going to happen if this passes, at least the proposal. They'll implement work requirements, which means you have to demonstrate employment or participating in job training, which means you could lose your Medicaid if you can't demonstrate that, which is difficult if you're living in rural areas or you're facing barriers to employment. Let's say you are applying to disability. Or you're just depressed. You just can't work for a few months. You had a bad breakup or your parents died or whatever. Suddenly you are going to not get the medical care you need to deal with that because the very thing that keeps you from wanting to be an active member of society is the depression that you can't afford the medicine to cure so you can become an active member of society. Changes to eligibility rules. Modifying eligibility rules make it harder for people to get and keep coverage, could disproportionately impact vulnerable populations. There'll be loss of coverage, reduced areas to care because cuts to Medicaid will have fewer providers taking Medicare. And again, I can see it before I even look. People are like, well, why should you just get a fucking free ride? You should get a free ride. I'll tell you what. if you're the, and maybe you are, I don't know, but if you're the kind of person that worries about one guy living in, the Smoky Mountains getting a free ride on your dime because he gets some Medicaid, but you don't give a shit about all the corporations and all the CEOs that get bailouts time and time again that actually have the laws written for them to protect them from their illegalities, then I think the answer is your priorities, in my opinion, if I may, are really, really fucked up. Butterfly says, I'm disabled and I want to work, but there's so many barriers. Blue Chew says also the rich can get another freaking tax cut. Yeah. Yeah, K-Nubs is just trolling now. He has to be. He says exercise and prioritizing sleep is free. Come on. Wait, what are me and Bunny doing, says Stick. But I'm also confused. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, Bud and King keep tagging me in Stick, and I don't know what it's about. Oh, wait, neither one of us, I guess, know what
tagging
it's about.
You where? Tagging you where?
In the chat, I don't know what they're talking about.
Wait, who's tagging you in the chat?
King and Bud. I don't know what.
Guys, is there something? Can you ask Bunny what the fuck she wants? Or what the fuck you want with Bunny so she can get back to focusing? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I'm focusing.
No, they're saying I'm lost with Bunny. I don't want Bunny to be lost.
Oh, no, I was lost on what they're tagging me and Stick about.
Oh, okay.
Stick said he didn't know what was going on with that, and I said, I don't either.
So K-Nub says, I'm not trolling. The best I ever feel in life is when I stop being a lazy piece of shit and exercise. Okay, but see, this is the problem with people.
I get what he's saying.
I get what he's saying as well.
Yeah.
But that's like saying, you know what? Instead of eating the candy bar,
case for everybody.
Well, even if it was, the fact that there is and I don't think he's doing this on purpose, and I don't think people do this on purpose, but there is a sort of unintentional elitism to a statement like that. Just because you're in a place, the fact that you realized there was a time when you were being a lazy piece of shit, in his words, and then you did something and you're not. Something occurred in your life to make you say, well, now I'm going to try something else. Either a person said something, you read something, you just got lucky one night, and you fell asleep and said, wait a minute, this works really well, right? You're assuming everybody is coming from your experience. And while you may be right that eating well and sleeping well is going to certainly help a little with depression, and it will. It's not going to cure hardcore chronic depression. Don't be a moron. Yeah. But it'll certainly can't hurt. Beats not doing it. But the idea,
I think he's saying, like, there are a lot of people though that I feel like they don't try that. We should be teaching people that that's a normal way to, if you start getting depressed or something, maybe try going outside and stuff first. But people don't know that.
Do you think
so they don't try that?
Do you think really people don't know that, or do you think they're too depressed to do that?
Well, I think we're not, whether they know it or not, we're not encouraging that. Like, I feel like it's not as, okay, in the 90s, we had this thing on Nickelodeon where they would take like 30 minutes out of all the shows and say, okay, now go outside. And there would be nothing on for like 30 minutes to just go outside, and we don't do things like that anymore. Well, I feel like we're not encouraging people to like go get fresh air. That's important.
Ask yourself, and again, this is not political. I can't help what political party does it, but there are political parties. Both political parties have done some terrible things. This is not about that. You know politically what I am. I'm not trying to hide it, but I don't want that to mess up what I'm about to say, which is, it has historically been the Republican Party, the party of business, that has cut the regulations on the FCC. The FCC used to say, look, you have to have children's programming that has to have this much education in it. You can't advertise. Yeah. When Reagan came in, he made it okay to advertise toys and candy and sugary cereals to kids on Saturday morning. Before that, they couldn't, right? It used to be that, and it still is technically, But the fact that the news organizations are required to turn a profit because they're part of bigger conglomerates now, when it used to be that the 3 networks were given an hour a day for the privilege of having their broadcast license, where they had to provide a public service. And that was the news, that it didn't matter if it turned a profit. Well, that's different now, right? It's like all of these regulations that were put in place. Now, Nickelodeon was a private company on cable, so they did it out of the goodness of their own hearts or whatever. But, you know, those regulations that were put in place to sort of help people have been gutted so people can make more money. So when K-Nub says it, it's not that he's wrong. It's that, well, yeah, K-Nubs, but what if you don't have that data? Or my brother suffered for a very long time from real severe depression. Like I've never seen, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with it, but it was the most severe thing I've seen. And we were very worried for a very long time. We just didn't know where it was going to go. And thank God things happened. Medicines came on the market. He found a great therapist that he's built a great life for himself, but it took a long time. And he said something to me once when he was terribly depressed, when people were telling him, get up, go outside, do this. And he's like, I understand what you're saying intellectually. He's like, but it's like asking somebody without any legs to go run a marathon. It's like the guy without legs can understand the concept of a marathon and the value of training for it and participating. But if he doesn't have legs, unless he's running in the Special Olympics or running, it doesn't matter. And I just find that a lot of the platitudes people give people, they're really unintentionally insensitive. You know, it's like Rosie O'Donnell. When I remember back in the day, she said, you know, she used to be really big and fat and stuff. And she said, I know I'm supposed to eat the bag of carrots instead of the box of chocolate chips. She's like, I'm not an idiot. Of course I know a bag. I mean, people be like, why don't you just eat carrots? Instead of eating the chocolate chip, eat a bag of carrots. And she's like, really? You think I didn't know that carrots are going to be better for my figure and my health than chocolate chips?
Yeah, but chocolate chips give you that dopamine hit.
Which, for whatever reason, she is lacking or she needs in a way that maybe somebody else doesn't. Maybe she was abused. Maybe her brain chemistry is a certain way. I just think it allows us to become a bunch of fucking assholes. Okay. I feel like the trusted media dissolved in part because the media became a for-profit system. Now they're attacking PBS and NPR for telling the truth. Certainly news media being for profit is dangerous, but you got to pay people to work. And you don't want the government to do it because then it becomes propaganda. I don't know. But I bring it up. This all goes back to the question of why does this matter? It's not about politics. It's about, this worries me. Here's some reasons why it worries me. Look at this. This is VO3. It's a new text to video AI. The guy who posted this, Bilal, who covers AI, says, at this rate, this is insane. At this rate, the next version will be indistinguishable. Look at this video. This is all fake. Nothing is real here.
Yeah.
You drink coffee, man, or no?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you've had it.
I have. Sometimes on vacation, I'll drink it recreationally. It's like every once in a while.
Just like a celebration. Yeah. You drink coffee, man, or no?
Nah.
I mean,
it's freaky.
It's freaky and it's amazing. And this is where it is today. Imagine where it is in a year, 5 years. And then, I mean, when you talk about what people think they saw on the internet and they're like, well, I saw this on the internet. It's like, well, okay, do some research. Your eyes are seeing it at this point.
Yeah.
We're fucked. We're fucked. I mean, maybe we just need to sort of go, you know what? Find a good seat. Find the drug of your choice. Surround yourself with the people and just go, we've passed the point of no return. I want to put a poll up.
That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I want to put a poll up and see, can we reverse this at this point without just curbing fundamental human rights? Is our fate sealed at this point / is humanity on the death spiral? You can't be on a spiral. Maybe you can. Okay, so Darth Nugget says it was literally on Theo's channel. Pretty sure it's real. Okay, let's find that out. Let's do a test. And let's see. Because if you're right, then I fell for that. This is a guy.
Well, see, that's the thing with AI getting so good is that people are going to be able to just say, well, that's AI. And then people will go, oh, that makes sense because AI looks so real.
Okay, so it says fake. Here is the original video with that part. Okay, so let's see.
I have some tour dates to tell you about.
No, I don't want to.
Miami, Florida.
Just click me the link, man. Come on now.
You drink coffee, man, or no?
Nah.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, you've had it.
I have. Sometimes on vacation, I'll.
Okay, so, but they are different. So then the question is, so there's two problems with this. Number one is if it turns out that this guy is lying. This is a guy who covers AI. He's a product engineer at JellyPod, right? If it turns out this guy is lying, then it's like, well, which I think this is remade based on that. Maybe they said make this as a 3D thing. I don't know, but let's see. Let's see what people are saying. Okay, let me see. So this guy says, I don't know, man, this is super uncanny valley, which is interesting because it did look a little strange, but did it look a little strange because I was expecting it to be AI?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I think, I don't see, that's the trouble with it getting so good.
Yeah. So
it's even the stuff like this, and it, it is real, if it is real.
Okay.
And we're sitting here thinking it could be fake.
And then this AI says this video is likely AI using Google's VO3, given its realistic yet synthetic appearance. While there's a small chance it could be real, no evidence supports it being an actual recording. Well, where is someone going to be explaining this then?
Or could it be that Mark Zuckerberg is just so weird that he seems not real?
Well, yeah, that's true, of course. But, right, this blows my mind. I can't believe this is fake. So
a lot of those comments could be fake too.
No,
they could also be AI.
Right, RFNY says, LOL, Jaffe's clueless. I'm know.
Also clueless.
It's not an ego thing. Put your fucking ego aside. It's the fact that we're sitting here and let's say that it turns out the clip is not only, let's say it wasn't even regenerated from AI. Let's say it is literally the clip. Yeah. And people are saying it's AI and a bunch of us, including me, fell for it. Now, I'm a relatively smart guy. I'm certainly read into all this shit. I'm aware of all this shit. And if it's bullshit, I fell for it. And a lot of people in the chat fell for it. And you can't disagree that if this isn't possible yet, although it probably is, we're getting fucking close. But think about the problem with that we can't even tell, like Bunny is saying. We can't even fucking tell. So we're fucked for that. So, you want another reason we're fucked?
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg being so weird don't make it easier to tell.
No, but that Theo guy was pretty easy too. Ectoplasm did really well done as well. Ectoplasm says it's easy to find, and in the interview, we need to research this. We just saw it. We don't know. We don't know if it was recreated by AI because that version they posted does look a little weird. But it's still clearly from that clip. And again, how much are we supposed to fucking research? K-Nub says, today's stream feels like dad giving us a lecture. It It would be a lecture if I had a solution. I don't have a solution. I'm just worried and I'm fascinated by it. I don't know what to do. I honestly, the poll says, is our fate sealed at this point, or is humanity on the death spiral? It's not on the death spiral. 42% say it is. Those who say it's not, you're smarter than I am if you've actually got some wisdom on how to prevent us from, going off the edge. Busted Horn says it undercuts the argument, Jaffe. You fell for thinking something wasn't AI was AI, but you couldn't believe it. It was such good AI, it was amazing, but it wasn't AI. It doesn't undercut the argument. It buttresses up the argument. The fact that I couldn't tell and I didn't even bother to question it because there's nothing that I should question. I've seen AI that looks like that. I've seen amazing artificial intelligence text to video that looks like that. Why would I not believe it? We're getting stupider. That's why. More books pulled from Florida classrooms after state pressure. A fresh round of books, more than 600, have been taken out of circulation from Hillsborough County, Florida. The books include Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. Think about the irony.
Wow.
I don't know. Think about the irony of pulling The Handmaid's Tale from schools. Toni Morrison's Beloved and Ari Folman's Anne Frank's Diary, the graphic adaptation. In a letter last week, the Attorney General asked the school board for immediate removal of materials he called patently pornographic. Why do you continue to allow pornographic materials in your school library? It's shocking that the district is making these materials available to students. I'll tell you what. I mean, I don't know what to tell you at this point.
It's sad.
Hi, I think I'm real, says Jaffe. Have you ever read The Handmaid's Tale? I have. It's straight dog shit. Okay, are we banning books based on the quality of the writing and the narrative structure? That's okay, I guess, but it would be nice to have some clarification. But I assure you that that's not, they're saying it's pornographic. Sorry, Jaffe, treat the fam to Cracker Barrel. Thank you, K-Nubs, I appreciate it.
It's just sad when we start censoring literature and stuff. It's just sad. I don't know.
But it's sad, and it also, I mean, think about the one or two students in that school district that could have read that book and had their eyes opened up and said, holy cow.
Yeah.
I need to question things more, or I need to push back, or I deserve to fight back against, abuse in my own home. Because, yeah, you can read A Handmaid's Tale as, a societal problem, but it's also a pretty, horrific depiction of how women are treated in general. And that may have, set somebody off to go, wait a minute, I've normalized this, but this isn't, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't know. It bothers me, but that's why I think we're getting stupider. And fine. And then, look, I don't mean to go on and on about it. I understand that it's not fun to talk about, and I don't want to bring you down, but there are some days where we need to kind of hit this shit and talk about this shit. You see the art Bunny made? The world has gone mad. I don't understand how you're not worried about it. I don't understand. Let me close the screen out. I have more stories of that ilk, but you get the idea. I don't think there's any point in belaboring the point. But it's worrisome to me. Let me see what else we got coming up, though. We can talk about the Diddy trial. Maybe that'll put some smiles on your fucking faces.
Maybe that'll cheer us up.
I mean, even that, I've been, okay, I'll open the lines. Hang on. I'll put, let me, if you guys want to call in, put yourself in the Discord. I'm not going to do the phone lines today. But if you want to call in, we can do that. I can take care of you. That's not a problem, pal. That's not a problem. Hi, I think I'm real. Does the co-host do anything other than say yeah? Yeah, she does, idiot.
I do. These are just topics that I'm not as informed. The political stuff, not as informed on.
She
banning
actually
books, yeah, duh, that's not good.
And
What
she
more can I
actually
really
admits
say?
it. Like, unlike some of you guys, she's actually like, yeah, I don't know anything about this, or I don't know a lot about this. Let's have a conversation about it. Good God. Bunny's a goddamn rock star. She's a goddamn national treasure. Sit the fuck down. You're not even real. You think you're real.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Say yes some more.
Yeah. But I want to talk about Diddy for a minute, because obviously these guys are in trial now. They opened up the defense today. I haven't been following it that much. I know that he is a physically abusive guy. In fact, that's sort of his defense. The defense is he's not on trial for physical abuse. But even his defense is saying, while he's not on trial for physical abuse, he clearly is that. He clearly is someone who beats women. And nobody's here to support that. Nobody's okay with that. But that's not why he's being sued. That's not why he was arrested. He's being arrested for sex trafficking. And they're saying there's no evidence of that. And you look into this, and I mean, am I wrong here? It's like he's a weirdo. Here's what she said. Defense lawyer conceded he had a bad temper and is prone to violent outbursts that are often fueled by alcohol, jealousy, and drugs. But she maintained that while his actions might have warranted domestic violence charges, they are not proof he engaged in sex trafficking and racketeering, which are the charges he's facing. She says Combs' sexual habits were part of a swinger lifestyle involving consenting adults and reminded jurors that kinky sexual predilections do not equate to sex trafficking. Sean Combs is a complicated man, but this is not a complicated case, she says. The case is about love, jealousy, infidelity, and money. So it when I look, I mean, now again, I'm not following it that much. Are you following it, Bunny, or not really?
I did in the beginning, and then, yeah, I kind of stopped following it.
I mean, where are they saying he's sex trapped? Now, if he brought people in and said, you are here against your will, then yeah, throw him in fucking jail, right? But is that what they're saying he did?
I don't know much about the sex trafficking stuff, but I think there were women that said that when they were at his parties and stuff, they would like mysteriously pass out and stuff like that. So I think that's the last I heard of anything like that.
Okay, so Jabez says when feds get involved, buying a hooker is seen as trafficking. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, if that is the legality of it, but, you know, because apparently he did. There's one story that came out today that he put a burqa on himself and he hired this like sex escort guy named the Punisher who came in and covered himself and his girlfriend, this Christine woman, with baby oil. But that, I mean, but again, there's nothing illegal in that. If they were consenting, the only thing that, like he says, the feds would say it's illegal because he hired a sex worker. Okay. Kayla says he was traveling with sex workers across state lines. They are saying, says Tiny, that he flew escorts out to his parties. That equates to human trafficking. Okay, but at that point, I got no issues with this guy. I have an issue with him because he beats women and beats anybody, and we know that's true. But all of this brouhaha over the fact that, oh, he hired. Let me talk, Bunny. I'm sorry if you don't mind. Take this.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know as much about this stuff either. Today's just filled with topics I don't know much about. But I mean, I did follow it in the beginning, and I do think there were some women who said, like, you know, they would have one drink and then they would be passed out. If I'm thinking of the right thing, I don't know. See, and also the stuff about him being a pedophile. I remember that. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff with underage girls. Say yes. Yes? To what? Yeah, I need to catch up on what's going on with all the Diddy stuff. Either way, he seems like a big old piece of shit. I mean, that's still true, right? I think we all agree there. What eyeshadow am I wearing? I use so many different palettes. I couldn't even tell you which one. I use a lot of Dollar Tree eyeshadow. That's my favorite. So it's probably some random brand from Dollar Tree. Any guy that changes his name that many times has something to hide. Yeah. Yeah, he's had many different hats.
Well, yeah, if you're saying they're underage stuff, I mean, all of that.
Yeah, I think, all that stuff I think came out pretty early. And I've forgotten the details too, but I think there was some stuff with underage girls. There was stuff with girls claiming that they, were passed out at parties and stuff happened.
Okay, I mean, if that's being presented as evidence, then of course, I mean that guy needs to be put away forever.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen any of that yet. I mean, I haven't watched the whole trial, so maybe a lot of that came up last week or something. But okay. Also, just in the background, if you're curious, I'll put up.
However,
they've released some video of Jeffrey Epstein's temple on his island.
Oh.
If you're curious about sort of
yeah,
what it was like. I mean, there's really not much there. It was under construction. But it is a little weird. There's apparently like a lot of Freemasonry art and stuff in there. But there's also like Greek mythology stuff in there.
yeah.
It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird, this guy. I mean, this is the thing, man. I just, people are so fucking susceptible to greed and power. We need CRISPR to fucking tone that shit down. It is ruining so many people's lives. It always has. I mean, who does this? Who wakes up and says, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to make an island and I can't get my head around it. I cannot get my head around it.
I can't even put normally I can try to put myself in other people's shoes to see where they're coming from and stuff like this. I just can't.
And all the people that knew.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to say that Trump or Clinton or Oprah or any of these people, maybe let's assume none of them partook. We know a lot of people partook, but let's assume none of those people. But you're telling me those people weren't connected enough to know what people were saying about this guy and they still chose to spend time with him? I find that very hard to believe. I'm not saying it's not believable. I'm not saying it didn't happen. But if you're Oprah Winfrey, if you're Bill Clinton, if you're Donald Trump, my assumption is that people get weeded out by your people. It's like, you don't want to spend time with that person. PR says that's not a good look for you, Oprah. And, it's hard to believe.
Even if you look at it on a small scale, like when I used to work at clubs and stuff a lot, like I'm talking just like dance clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
There would be people that everybody would know is like a shit person. Everybody would know everything about them, but because they were the one buying everybody drinks and stuff, everybody was cool with it. Everybody would just act like they didn't know the stuff about them. And I imagine it's probably the same way with really rich people.
What kind of stuff would they know about somebody? Like, what kind of stuff did they do that was bad that they would just let slide in these clubs?
Oh, there was this one guy that like almost everybody was convinced he had people in his basement. Like there was a lot of evidence that this guy was like a weirdo. But he had money. I mean, on a small scale locally, but he had money. He would give people drugs. He would buy everybody drinks. He always had a table, so people would want to sit with him at his table, and everybody knew all this stuff about him. And like, there was a lot of other stuff with like how he treated his ex-wife that everybody knew about, and like the people that would be sitting with him were the people that would be talking about him later, saying that dude's such a piece of shit. But since he was buying everybody drinks, it was fun for an hour.
Good Lord, yeah. We're doomed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bring in some calls. To respond to Stick, Stick says, why are there rules that you can't type anything on your dono rules? I barely have any. I wrote like 4 pieces of hate speech in that I don't let people say. And that's it. I can't. YouTube might be doing things. I don't know.
YouTube has rules on what you can put in a dono.
Yeah. Like I know I've tried to say things like last night I sent one to Tech when he was on that show, whatever he's on. Is that what it's called? It's such a dumb show.
I think so.
And it was just, I used the word shit in it and it wouldn't even use the word shit. So, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's bring in Pompish. Pompish, you're on with me and Buddy. God damn it. Pompish, you're on with me and Bunny. What is up, Buddy? What's up?
Hey.
What's up, man?
Oh, we're doing a show. What's up with you?
This TK guy in your waiting room was hilarious. He gave me a good couple chuckles.
All right, well, I'm glad.
I think you'll like him. I think he's.
I'm glad he could provide some entertainment for you, sir. So, what do you want to talk about? What's going on?
Yeah. Hey, did you cover the P Diddy? Sorry, let me fix this real quick. Did you cover the P Diddy Prince thing yet?
You know, I saw people talking about it, but why don't you educate us on that? Because is that true or you're full of shit? I don't think that's real.
I've heard it from several people, so I'm assuming it's correct. But like nothing has been like fully found out yet. But I guess like back in the day, Diddy was like giving people some kind of poison of some kind that would give them pneumonia. I forget what that's called. It was something they were giving them. And it's happened around like everybody around Diddy that this was happening. It was talked about for a while. Anthony gave me the story when he was there Anthony gave me a story of when Prince died or whatever, but it doesn't match up to what this is. But so I guess Prince died from some kind of overdose, but they're now finding out during the Diddy trial that Prince was keeping record on Diddy for like 20, 30 years of everything he was doing. And it's starting to come out in the trial now.
Okay, well,
which is very interesting.
Here's the news story about what you're saying. Claim during Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex trafficking trial in New York, prosecutors presented a recording from Prince's final days alive in which he divulged details of Combs' alleged illicit activities at past parties. Yahoo News says it's false. A rumor circulated, specifically the rumor said that in the 7-time Grammy-winning recording artist's final days, he did this. He said, if something happens to me, this recording needs to go to the press or the police, either one. However, searches of Bing, DuckDuckGo, Google, and Yahoo found no news media outlets credibly reporting anything about this. Instead, those searches displayed links to YouTube videos promoting similar rumors, all with misleading and sensationalist thumbnail images. So basically, there's absolutely zero evidence of this. There's a lot of thumbnails and clickbait, but it doesn't actually exist according to all the news sources, which again, we've been told not to believe any of them, have apparently fact checked it. Secret Prince recording what wasn't played, says Snopes. Oh, well, Snopes isn't real. Like, again, I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's going to have a take on it and they're going to think they're right. All I can do is read the news and read various news sources. And it says so far, that there's no evidence of this, is what I would say.
Okay. Do you think it's more likely that Diddy killed him or Anthony was his guitar player?
I think it's more likely that Diddy killed him. I think not only it's more likely Diddy killed him and fucked the body, and then took out his insides and made guitars out of his intestines. That's more likely than Anthony playing with Prince.
Okay, I got to get going. But hey, man, you look good without the beard, and you look healthy, man. You look like you're on the upturn.
Oh, I'm on the upturn, baby. I found God. Either that or it's New Comic Book Day today. One of the two.
Well, Jesus is real.
All right, buddy. All right, be well.
All right.
See you soon, man. Bye.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Bye.
All right, there he goes, fellas. Let's bring in TK, and then we've got a very special guest waiting. Gaz Croy, thank you so much for the pounds. We appreciate it, buddy. Very, very kind. TK, it's Jaffe. What's going on? Gaz Croy, thank you so much for the pounds. We appreciate
Don't do it. It's either you're letting me in or you let me out. One of the two. Because you got quiet. I hear you.
I don't know. He's talking. He's on a delay.
Oh, now I'm on a delay. Now finally I'm actually on a delay.
All right, what do you want to talk about, buddy? What's up?
Okay, don't, because I was gonna actually try to come in nice because I've actually never been able. Don't roll. Why do you?
Because you never just
can
come
talk like
in.
this.
You never come in and
I
just get to the
do.
point. Your whole point is
I do
you're
every
you're
time.
consistently annoyed at something. What do you want to talk about?
No, you do this. You do this. What I was actually gonna do is I do have the book. If you don't mind me turning on the camera quick.
I don't know. What are we gonna see?
The ugly mug is gonna show up for a minute, but we're gonna show you something called. This is the book I have here.
Okay, well now I get why you're always angry.
What side do you need to be on? What side do we got to flip it or flip it?
Whatever I'm looking at right
Can you
now.
see a book?
Oh
We
God,
see
or a man?
I don't know. I can't describe that as a man. So I would flip your camera if I were you.
Please God,
It would
now
be.
I see it.
It would be in all our best interest if you flipped your camera.
You're a fucking piece of garbage.
You're coming into my show. I'm not coming into your show. All right, show me the book.
Got it.
Where
He's
is?
got it.
I don't think you've got it.
Fucking early morning for me.
All right.
We should be switched now.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So what is this book?
So this is a book called Jay-Z Decoded.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Are you really looking at me or the book?
I'm looking at the book.
Okay. Thank God.
I
All
see
right.
so
Real
many
quick.
dicks.
What?
Okay.
No, you guys were just talking about the Diddy bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So you can go to the end of this whole fucking thing. Fucking A. I can't. It's on page 3. Whatever he talks about is the Oprah Winfrey fucking shit. Okay. Now you talk about Jay-Z all the time. There's no other place you want to be in the world, right? Is if you're here with me. What was that? Jeffy. Don't lie.
I know the reference. Let's get to the point, my
Okay,
friend.
so what I'm trying to say is this.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you have these people show up in the fucking, you know what I mean, what we're doing here.
I really don't.
I can't because I'm trying to end my camera and I can't
Almost
end it.
every noun you've used in this conversation, I don't understand why it's being used. So no, I don't know what you're saying. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking
Tell
about.
where I'm at right now.
Well, I didn't ask you where you were at right now. I don't give a shit.
I can't tell if my camera's on or not, sir.
It's on.
It's on. Okay, now it's
Now
on.
it's off.
Okay, we're being human real quick.
K-Nub says, come on,
Maybe.
let's be fair. Me showing Goosebumps was more interesting. You're not wrong.
Okay, I do see it. Okay, now what we're talking about is this.
Yeah.
Now, guys, I got thrown off before the call.
Yeah.
And hold on. I just can't. I can't. It's all ruined.
Why don't you just speak from memory? Nobody needs the visual.
I don't remember what I was on a date with a guy. I was also fucking K-Nubs. I want to tell this to K-Nubs too. Okay. Now I remember a couple things.
When I vomited in the
K-Nubs,
bed.
thank you
I just
for
hate
the
it. I'm not even
Goosebumps.
fucking with you.
Gatekeeper voice, Crypt Keeper voice, and he was throwing the. Ooh, look at round book 9-7 monster.
Why
Blood.
are
We've seen them
what
before.
are you doing?
What I'm doing is letting us know that we're all friends here.
You're a
I'm not being sabotaged with Oprah. I'm keeping up with the dialogue.
I wish
And I'm a little nervous.
would go right through your skull.
You're doing great.
Bunny. Okay, I'm nervous now. This guy asked me for a date tonight after the show. His name is Bud Crazy 420.
Oh.
So I'm a
is that
regular
what that
man,
was
though.
about?
The number one thing is this: I'm like a regular
I'm
guy.
here to tell you
like
right
I am
now.
a dude.
We don't.
And it's
care.
like, oh my gosh, does he really want to talk to me? And then tonight you were talking about rap lyrics and Diddy was going through his. And I remember Can't Stop, Won't Stop, or I got No Time for Fake Ones. Just sip some Cristal with. I was a big Diddy guy. So this like,
Ooh.
okay, know what's weird too, Bunny, real quick, is that
Yeah.
he changed his name to Diddy from Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy was already super sus, right? Super weird, super like, what the fuck does that mean? Then he turns his name to Diddy. Hey, did he?
Did he?
He.
Diddy did it.
Did he? And
Diddy done did
now we
it.
take that as the time period of the Shine murders, where he put Shine in prison for so long and fucking became the bad boy motherfucker. Tupac gone. Notorious B.I.G. gone. But Puff Daddy says, my money, all the whole things start coming out. Then he changed his name to whatever. We can't do it. J-Lo then What did her career do? She became an actress on a movie called Money Train. Money Train featured Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes was also co-starred with Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson was in Natural Born Killers
He's making
by
connections.
Oliver Stone. Oliver Stone made a film called JFK. This movie might have been the first double disc or double tape VHS besides Titanic, which had Leonardo DiCaprio in it and Billy Zane. Billy Zane was in Demon Knight, Tales from the Crypt.
He
Demon
was
Knight.
also in The Phantom.
And
Smash
I am putting
Evil.
us to sleep.
We don't talk about Billy Zane enough. I agree.
Right. I think he's super handsome in Demon Knight.
He's so handsome.
TK, thank you for the call, buddy. It's been
Why do you
real.
do this? You do this every time.
Why do I do it? Because it's horrible.
He's great.
He is great in small doses,
Love
kind of
him.
like, meth. Ember, what's going on?
Oh, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
We already covered how crazy it was. Let's move on to your topic. What do you want to talk about, Ember's Arcade?
Well, I wanted to come on and tell you that I wanted to say that I don't want to fight so much with you. I've been in a mood lately where I like to fight with you. I feel like anytime that I call in, it's quite confrontational. I find it easy because I think that you are a midwit, but I don't want to do that so much. I feel like it's too much. And I wanted to mostly talk to you about how you claim that I'm playing a character. Do you believe that truly?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
You said the last time that we spoke that you think that I'm playing a character.
Oh, yes. I remember that.
You think that so what do you mean by that? That I'm playing a character? Like I'm being disingenuous?
I don't really think about it enough to know what I was talking about. What do you want to talk about? What's going on? What's happening in your day?
I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to ask you about how you thought that I was a character.
Entertain my audience. You're a pro. Go. Talk about Guild Wars or some such shit.
You guys are all very interested in these like prolific pedophile rings that are occupied by high power people, right? This is something that's been coming up today on your call.
I would say that because the Diddy trial is in full swing and there was just recently released video of the Epstein temple on his island, it's in the news. I wouldn't say we're into it. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to get together and talk about pedophile rings.
Well, you're into conspiracy theories and you're into this illicit stuff. Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah.
What do you know about the Franklin Credit Union cover-up of 1989?
Well, that was bad. Now, that was bad. Those Franklins are not good people. Not good people. In 1989, I think you're talking about when, I think that was when they first revealed the first bump stock to the automatic rifles, which, as you know, is tied to the Smith & Wesson family, which also had a resurgence in 1989.
I think you're retarded, bro. Listen, dude. I think that
I don't use that word as an insult. There are people who actually have kids that are learning challenged, and I think the fact that people have allowed that word to come back as an actual insult is fine. You have a right. I support his right to say whatever he wants to say as long as it doesn't incite violence, but I don't want to hear that shit on my show. Soda and Sadness. What's going on, champion? Not much, I guess. Soda, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Soda and
I'm so sorry.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What's going on? What do you want to talk about?
Not much. I just recently I was like scrolling through Instagram and I saw someone say that they just tried to come out, like the FBI said out of nowhere, by the way, Epstein actually did die from a suicide. And I'm like, I don't think anyone was talking about that or even concerned about that anymore. Like people know he didn't.
No, he was on an interview. It was the new FBI head and some other guy in the Trump administration. And I want to say the anchor specifically asked about it. And and it was really for a lot of MAGA folks, and I think most people, because most people don't think it was a suicide or they think he was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
Look, At this point in my life, I'm more than prepared to back the horse that says Trump, amongst many others, partook or at least knew about Epstein's shenanigans. And basically, Trump now, who is getting a lot of his soldiers in line to go against what is legal, goes against what the Supreme Court says they should do, and just do what he wants. I totally buy the idea that he would have the head of the FBI now going, the new word is that he killed himself. And we're going with that because we don't want anyone to connect the dots, because then nothing really. Like, what would happen if tomorrow Donald Trump came out and there was video all over the internet of him diddling the little ones? Nobody would care.
No, they wouldn't. They would say it was a deep fake or something like that.
And even if they knew it wasn't a deep fake, they wouldn't care. They might say they care, but they're like, well, it beats the libs. The libs drink blood or something. I don't fucking know. So what does it really matter? But still, that's what I would say.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting. Just wanted to bring that one up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. When people say, Jeffy, why don't you go outside? Because these people are out there, man. Inside, I can just hang out with my AI friends and the people that I actually like. I don't
the last two callers, you left me in there with the crazy room, so I was like, okay, that's.
I mean, I know.
Yeah.
Some bullshit, baby. Anything else you want to go over? That's
that's it.
All right, Soda.
You.
Always good to always
morning.
Anytime. Always good to talk to you, buddy. Be well.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. Ravenu says, well, Jaffe, you didn't seem to have a problem when Keemstar used the R word. Well, I didn't let people use it on my show. And the one time he called in and used it was when he canceled our show. And like 2 minutes later or 10 seconds later, the show was canceled. But no, I'm not comfortable with it. And frankly, this is a world that I control, short of YouTube controlling it. And I can kind of make the rules and enforce the rules. And I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Willie says, touch grass, Jaffe. It's cool. You seemed happy on the haunted house stuff. I'm not really not wanting to go outside. I'm just saying that I'm coming to the point where it's really weird because the only real rational, it's like in war games, the only winning move is not to play. When Bunny says, I just kind of stay away from a lot of this stuff because I don't know, you can make two choices. You can try to explore what you don't know in this realm when it comes to politics and corruption, and you're not going to get anywhere. It's going to drive you mad. And so I guess you have to go ask yourself on your deathbed, would you rather say, yeah, I ignored a lot of stuff because I didn't know what was true and I couldn't do anything about it, but I had a good life? Or my life was totally filled with anxiety and worry about the state of things, but at least I was aware. Bunny's probably got the right idea, frankly. So
yeah, I only do things that make me happy. I've said that a lot.
Yeah. Politics
don't seem to make me happy. So,
and like you said, I respect and like very much that you're not voting. It's like that. Yeah. That seems like perfect. It's like if you're not following it, don't vote. Because a lot of people barely know what the fuck they're talking about, and they vote. And that's where it gets dangerous. Yeah. But Bunny, what you got there?
I got a Diddy shirt that I got. I got this.
Did you go to a freak off?
Is it R.I.P. Diddy? It's got Epstein's Island on it. It says all kinds of crazy stuff all over it.
Oh my!
And then the back. You want to see the back?
Not if it's. Oh no. Oh no, I don't follow it enough. Oh, is Medea? Medea's on the back of that shirt?
It's got so much stuff on it.
Oh my god, where did you get that?
Yeah. It's a Sam Hyde shirt. I buy all of Sam Hyde shirts that I have for years and years. I have thousands of dollars invested in Sam Hyde merchandise because one day it's going to be worth a lot of money. And I saw that immediately and I was like,
Right. Well, I think this
is a thing.
It is a shirt. It is an absolute shirt.
It's not a shirt I'd ever wear out, but
you wear that.
It's a shirt.
You wear that with the clown makeup, and I think you're gonna be set to go. All right. Well, fellas, that has been Madhouse for today. We are back tomorrow with Up with Jaffe at the normal time. No. Yes, tomorrow's Thursday. We're back with Up with Jaffe at the normal time, and then we're back with Madhouse, probably a much longer Madhouse, more about the aliens and all that. But that will be 6 o'clock California time, 9 o'clock Eastern. This afternoon, we're doing Lunch with Jaffe with Shuhei. That will be happening in the Discord. I may be broadcasting it. I may not. It'll eventually be free for everyone. But if you want to be there and guarantee you get, I owe you 15 minutes. All right. I'll give you 15 more minutes. That's fine. Let's bring Tech Protect in. Let's bring in Tech. If you want to be there, that's coming up today. Just join the Discord. You have to be Cult Calypso, a mod or higher, or God of War or a mod. And you can directly talk to Shu. There's a lot of stuff going on in video games. It should be an interesting conversation. So, yeah, and now support the stream, says K-Nubs. Right. Where's the ducats? Not one person put money on the wheel for a movie. I don't understand. Here we are. Look at this. Look at this goddamn thing. You have to understand what's happening here. Maybe it's just you haven't been educated enough on what's happening here. The Saturday Canty Madhouse 12-hour horror film festival begins at noon, California time. We have Martyrs, the original Martyrs, 2008. We have Shaun of the Dead. We have 3 more motion picture shows that have to fill in there. But right now, we don't know what they are. We don't spin the wheel till we get 10 items on the wheel. Right now, Evil Dead 2013, Rec 1, The Witch 31. You can nominate the same movie multiple times to increase its chances of being a movie that we watch. But right now, we're waiting for the donations to roll in, and right now they have not rolled in. And I say to what the fuck? Tech, what's going on?
Hi, so let's get Tech in. I'm here, hello.
Well, where's your camera?
Hello.
Turn on your camera.
I'm naked.
Is it that hard to throw on a shirt? What is it about being naked you enjoy so much? Put some fucking clothes on.
It's so freeing.
It's breezy.
It's beautiful.
Okay, well,
it's covered, girl.
This is a visual medium. Put a fucking shirt on.
Let me show my feet.
Dude, what's
Feet?
No, I'm like right next to you.
Sarah says no camera.
Oh my god. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by, Tech. I imagine you were on camera for Dart today.
No.
He was.
I imagine
saw
you
it.
were.
Don't.
No,
I
no.
saw it, and he looked like a little Dennis the Menace in his little striped shirt.
Oh,
Let me
what
tell
a
you.
loser. Let me tell you something.
It was a cute little striped shirt.
Let me tell you something. Did Boogie actually think I sent him a mouse?
Yeah, apparently.
Why would he assume that? Why would I even care to send Boogie, who I have no issues with, a mouse?
That mouse didn't even have a top hat. It obviously wasn't from Jackson.
Exactly, and a little cane and everything.
Yeah.
I also got fired yesterday.
And then I heard you risk your dog's
From
life. You said that your dog, you would never mention this Jaffe stream, and if you did, your dog would die?
No, Boogie's dog.
Yeah, Boogie's dog.
Oh, well.
Yeah, Boogie said, if you love me, Tech Protect, swear on my dog's life that you won't promote Jaffe's Discord here. I was like, okay.
Okay, I understand. This should be 2 votes for Army of Darkness. You missed Mish's last night. Did I? All right, so now Army of... Well, okay, well, wait a minute. You don't mean Evil Dead 2013. You mean Army of Darkness, right? So I'll put
Army of Darkness.
right.
Yeah, the third one.
All right, so I'll put that on twice. Army of Darkness.
Which is arguably the best one.
Is that the one that came out in 89 where he goes back in time?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, that movie opened on the same day as Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade. I know that because I'm a geek. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we need, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 4 more, and we will spin the wheel. Thank you, K-Nubs. We appreciate it. But it's got to be a horror movie, yeah. Silver Knight says they had no right to kick you off. Everybody talks shit about Keemstar, but the moment you mention his tiny little dick, that's when you get kicked off. Yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. I think everything worked out very, very well. I'm happy to be over here. The people who wanted to follow the show followed the show, and we're good to go. And I really don't have that much of a real beef against Keemstar. I don't particularly think in real life we would be pals, but he was fine to work with. He was respectful. He had a lot of good ideas. He seemed pretty professional. The end thing, how it ended, I thought was pretty lame, but he can do what he wants. It's his network. I don't have a problem with it. So how did your show go today, Tech? What do you mean you got fired yesterday?
Yeah, I got fired off Ozzy.
Oh, well, yeah, but that's good.
Yeah.
Aw.
You weren't even really on
Yeah, I mean,
there.
you-
were you?
how
I
many-
thought you were just helping them out.
Yeah. Well, how many fucking shows are you doing? You can't even show up with clothes on for your actual job, which you get paid for, guaranteed, no matter how well we do. Bunny and I, if this show tanks, we barely make any money. You still make the same amount every month, and you won't even put on some goddamn clothes for your camera. Think about that.
That deserves at least a shirt.
I got hired on as an off-camera helper guy.
No.
Not an on-camera helper, dude.
Yes, and you have said, though, that you will come on when we need you to come on. We want you to come on right now. The chat, if one's in the chat if you want to see Tech's stupid face.
Hey, all right, no. Let's do this. $50 dono, you want Tech to be on camera. All right?
You're gonna do it.
How about
They
how
want
about
to be the ones.
How about a $50 dono if you want him to stay off camera? Let us know. How about that? How about that, Tech?
Hey, just let us know. Let us know.
How about a $50 dono if you want Bosco Brown to take his clothes off?
He's already naked.
Come here.
Shut up, Tech. Don't give away our secrets.
Come here, Papa.
What are you doing?
Oh, he's being a sass and a half.
Oddly Normal says the e-begging of Lolcow is strong with this one. Yeah, it is, but I will say that is, and I've said this before, that is one of the things that I did learn that I think they do really well over there. Not the e-begging to the point that it derails the show, and we have to be careful about that on this show because I can push it harder than I need to sometimes. But at the same time, Tech and Keemstar are not wrong in that a lot of times people are very happy to support the show with their money and want to see it do well and want to see it continue. They just kind of need to be reminded. It's not an intuitive thing to reach into your wallet and say, oh, here's some fucking money, is what I would say. King TL says, is Tech Protect okay? I miss and feel he has to work with so much trash. Yeah, I don't know. He seems to like it over there. I don't know what to tell you. Tech, do you like it over there? I mean, you're not really allowed to say you don't, which is weird. It's so weird. It's so culty. Becky was
I'm
right. It's
having
so
a fun time.
I mean,
such
come
a
on.
good experience.
Come on.
It goes well.
I mean,
It goes well.
if
You
we
heard it here.
if we could see you, we could at least check your eyes to see if you're giving Morse code or something. But
Yeah.
I guess not. $100 for Tech to come and go, aka the K-Nubs. Yeah, thank you, K-Nubs. We appreciate it, buddy. Come on now.
Hell yeah.
Hello, Canadian
Are you
Sunrise.
guys wearing matching outfits today?
I always wear the same thing every single fucking day because I have like 1,000 black T-shirts.
Are you wearing swim trunks underneath, Jaffe?
No. Listen, Willie says, be careful. Jaffe's labeled a suppressive person by the LCU. Is it true, though, Tech? Like, can you even say my name on a stream or no? You're not allowed to.
Who, me?
Just anybody over there.
Yeah?
It's true or you can say my name?
I can't. I said your name 22 times on Aussie.
All right, good.
Like, they counted it.
Yeah,
They were, like, keeping track of it. And they're like, we're going to have to send an invoice to David Jaffe for how much we're giving him free promo.
Yeah, I'm sure. Butterfly,
Yeah.
thank you for the super chat. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, absolutely. Which version do you want? Do you want the original or do you want the remake? Bud Crazy got booted from the server for what'd you get booted for?
I think he was promoting here.
Oh,
I
really? Okay.
I think it was like right after we got fired too. I think it was like right after.
Oh my God.
We got canceled.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're 3 away and we can spin the wheel, my friends. We can spin the goddamn wheel. We'll see what happens. You need a remake of God of War 1 and 2. Well, Shu will be on the show today. You can ask Shu for it, see what he says. He's not there anymore, but, you know, you can still ask the guy, right? Hang on, where did that go? Do you see what I said to Ember's Arcade Tech? I told him to take a hike, is what I said to him. I'm like,
eat rocks.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, drag me to hell, Joey Bag of Donuts. That is a good one. That is a great motion picture show. I love that movie so much.
Do you think Embers has your best interest in mind?
Oh God, no. I mean, I don't really care. I don't think about him enough to. That would require me. That would require me to think about him beyond when he's an inch in front of my face when he's on the show. I don't know what he's doing. Calico, thank you so much. Calico wants the anime Perfect Blue. I have owned that DVD forever, but I have never watched it. Have you seen that movie, Bunny?
Nope.
All
Never
right.
even heard of it.
Yeah, it's like an anime horror thing. Thank you, Calico. Thank you, buddy. Very, very much for supporting the show and for putting up on the wheel. When is the shoe show? The shoe show is at 5 o'clock California time. Okay. Sorry, I was reading the chat. All right. I don't know what else. We want to wait for a few minutes, see if we get the wheel filled out so we can spin it, or we want to wrap things up. All right, we'll give it 10 more minutes. Tech, do your magic. Raise some money for the show. You might as well, show up and pay for your fucking job.
Chat, if you love me, can you send Jaffe $20? Love you, chat.
What a terrible thing. You're not helping. You know what? I'm going to kick Tech. I invited
him.
You're not even. No. I mean, you're not even helping. You're phoning it in almost literally. You won't put a shirt on and come on camera. Your biggest pitch to the audience to spend money is it's just so milquetoast. Thank you, Sterling. We appreciate it. Hereditary. That's a motion picture right there. Hereditary. Thank you, Sterling. We got 2 more.
Those $5 from Sterling or from me?
No.
It's because of me.
No. CCC drops $4.99. We appreciate it, buddy, but I don't understand. Do you want to put a movie on the wheel, or are you just sharing money, which we appreciate? Happy to put it on the wheel, though. Just let me know.
It's because they love me, Jaffe.
King TL says, Tech, I will come fill your spot so fast you will yeah, I mean, at this point, delete what? Delete Hereditary? What are you talking about? But yeah, literally, why aren't you on the show?
What do you mean? I'm naked.
Put some clothes on. You're working. You're on the clock. Let's go.
All right. Sarah, I have to be unnaked now, says your dad.
Oh, CCC wants Hereditary as well. Okay.
All right. Do I have to wear pants if the bottoms don't show on camera?
Why the fuck do I? What am I, Keemstar? I don't care what you do in your purse. I just care what's on camera.
All right. Well, we'll wear a top.
Yeah, I don't care about what. I care about what I'm here for the audience.
All right. Ask the audience, chat. 1's in the chat if you want me to wear bottoms. 2's if you think free the penis, free the bottom.
No one cares, Tech. Do your job. Come on the camera.
I'm coming.
Okay, I think we have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, here we go. We will spin this, and the next wheel will compete with whatever comes up here to pick the third movie. Am I high? No, I'm not high at all. Here we go.
Me either.
All right.
Hey.
All right. Have you seen it before, Bunny?
Yes.
Me too.
Loved it.
Hereditary is going to go head to head with whatever is on the next wheel, and that will allow us to see what movie goes in this slot right here. Last night we picked Martyrs, Shaun of the Dead. Now it's going to be between Hereditary and one other motion picture, which we will decide tomorrow, because I think on the shoe show we're not going to be doing it. It is a good show. All right, chat. Here's putting trick or treat, Rocker Matt. That's a good one. We're making a.
Yeah.
All right, so let's not forget Hereditary. Let's clear this wheel off, and we'll make a new one.
I do love trick or treat.
And we're on to the next wheel. We need 10, and again, you can spin it. I mean, you can put as many of the same title as you want. That's probably why Hereditary won, because it got 2. You want the 1986 rock and roll? Yeah, it's up to you, Rocker Matt. Which you want the one from 86? Okay, hang on. Let me edit that.
Hello.
Well, thanks for stopping
Hello.
by. What's going on, Tech?
Hi, chat. I love you, chat.
Where'd your Dennis the Menace shirt go?
Yeah.
Well, I had no clothes on, so I had to find the closest shirt.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's not on there right now. The only thing on the wheel is Hereditary will be competing with whatever wins this wheel. Which right now,
Jackie's never seen Killer Clowns.
I've never. And just think, Jaffe, you were going to wrap it up before saying you owe us 15 minutes. You are better at bringing money to the show than Tech. You are. Absolutely.
Yeah. Where's this guy's LinkedIn?
I don't know. I don't need a LinkedIn. I'll just reach out to him. I mean, you know. Do you Ember's Arcade is still waiting in the waiting room. I don't want to talk to him, but if you and Tech, Bunny, if you and Tech want to talk to him, I'll bring him on. I'll just listen.
Hi, Embers. It's me, Tech Protect.
What the fuck?
Hey, how's it going? You sent me a DM, said bring me on, please, and I said I reckon I'll do so. Well, it's gonna have to be a conversation between me, you, and Bunny. Jaffe's in the audience for this one.
Why is he so upset?
I'm not.
I don't know if he's upset.
I'm just tired.
Jaffe, you're watching.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not upset. I'm just tired. If you say something interesting, I'll come in.
I said something interesting and you kicked me out.
What was the interesting thing? I missed it.
Well, if I say it again, he'll get real angry.
Embers, you were on here the other day saying you wanted to be his producer. Do you really think you have what it takes?
I did not say that. There's absolutely no evidence of me saying that.
I'm pulling the clip.
I invite you to pull the clip.
I'm pulling the clip.
Yeah, I've never said that. I don't. I question whether or not your intentions as producer are truly to be the producer, or rather, to inject your personality into the position of co-host. I think that's.
It's really sweet. You think I have a personality, but no, there's no reason for me to want to do any of this streaming shit.
I mean that just even Jaffe himself doesn't believe that you believe that. You know, and it's okay. I'm not saying that there's some inherent sin in this. I'm saying that I think that it's dishonest, and that I don't know that it's the best thing for this channel. I think I speak for maybe like a very tiny contingent of the people that have followed Jaffe for a long time, in that the more I see of you, the less I see of what this channel used to be and what the community used to be about. And that's totally fine. That could be entirely driven by Jaffe himself. And but there's a correlation between this becoming this formless, amorphous, like meaningless thing, and me turning on Jaffe's channel and seeing Tech Protect, when it's like, well, this is David Jaffe. The channel's called David Jaffe. I don't know why.
Here's the clip. My name's Embers, and I have things to say. I'm very upset, Jaffe. Do you not accept the Lord?
You know what's
Tech Protect wants to be this whole character guy. He's taking over the show.
I would invite you.
Believe it.
I would invite you to go back and listen to some of the recent calls that I've done in where I explicitly say that I don't want to bring up religion. Even Jaffe was the one that brought up religion on my last call, and I started the call by saying I don't want to talk about it because I don't. So it's not, I'm not here to preach at you. Of course not. I'm here because I used to really enjoy this channel.
I've heard of
I think that there are a lot of people that used to really enjoy this channel too.
I am making my debut. I'm Upset Utero. All right, I'm here to steal the show from Jaffe.
I really truly think that there's an irony in you claiming that what I'm saying is ridiculous while you're on stream, right? Imagine somebody who's like a fan of David Jaffe and they click on David Jaffe and they hear you doing a voice with a baby in your face.
Heaven forbid that Jaffe evolves as a human being. You know, maybe back in the olden days, your father dies and it's like his skin turned black, and we're like, oh, it must be the Lord. And now it's like, well, no, that's a disease, and we've now developed tools.
That's not the dichotomy. I'm not saying that Jaffe can't evolve as a human being.
It's
no,
like
I don't think
it's
you. I actually don't think you know. I actually don't think you know the meaning of the word. But I'm not saying that Jaffe can't grow as a human being or he can't do interesting things with this channel. I think that there is a direct correlation between your presence on the channel and the denigration of the quality of what this once was. And I used to really enjoy what
the quality of what this once was. You want Jaffe to talk about video games he hates, shit he's not interested in, and just be like a little monkey on screen because of like his history as a game developer. When Jaffe wants to find enjoyment in life, come out and be interested in the shit he's saying, and not just like some puppet for like the market of old gaming nerds.
Look,
we love our gaming nerd audience.
Allow me to pause. I want you to get right back to where you left off. Don't forget. But I challenge anyone, if you look at YouTube right now, if you look at what's happening on YouTube that I'm about to put up on screen, to suggest the quality of this stream is not top of the fucking line. Who's doing this? Only me. Only me.
Only him.
Continue.
I am simply saying, and like I said before, I could represent a very small contingent of the audience when I say this. But this is feedback that I think is worth hearing, which is that whatever this has become is not at all even remotely close to what it used to be, and
that's good.
Well,
that's
no,
good,
not necessarily,
okay.
because
Things
I don't
should
know.
Change if it's bad.
Tech,
what Jaffe was doing before was not great. I'm not interrupting. Yeah. I'm interrupting you though, because I'm the producer. This is what I'm supposed to do. In January, Jaffe streamed two episodes a day, 5 days a week, sometimes 6, and he hated a lot of it.
That's not true. That's not true.
Well, on average, from those 12 streams per week, sometimes
your boss just called you a liar.
4 of those streams, and Jesus is not real. 4 of those streams, he would complain about why he's doing this for the majority of those streams. He'd love to do that. And now, do you hear him complaining? Do you ever hear him complaining, saying, "Oh, I'm so tired of having to talk about ghosts. Oh, the spirits. Man, if only aliens were like such a boring topic." He's not saying that. You're here saying he should be doing what he was doing originally. Your parents are divorced, right? Like your dad should still be doing your mom. He's not doing that. It is what it is, Embers. They move to better things. They enjoy themselves more.
It's incredibly revealing how personal you need to get in order to sustain yourself through this conversation. I'm not attacking you.
It's just funny.
I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you at all. I haven't attacked you at all. I think that your intentions are very obvious to the audience. I think that they can see that what you want very much is to co-opt some real estate on this channel.
Embers, before you got pulled in, I literally was telling Jaffe, I want to be a behind-the-scenes guy. Why am I being hired on to be on screen? I literally don't want to do this. You're not even paying attention, Embers. I don't want to be here.
Stop. What do you lack some kind of agency? You can stop anytime. I mean, I invite you.
I'm an employee, dickhead.
I invite you right now to stop.
I am a salary employee, and Jaffe's like, I'm the creative here. Look, here's the thing. Jaffe is my employer, but he's also my employee, right? It's a weird dynamic. He hired me to manage him, and so it's awkward sometimes, but he is the creative backing of what this show is. The audience knows. Everyone in the chat knows. The talent comes from Jaffe and Bunny. Bunny's a crazy, weird, cult-following clown girl who will say, "Cooter flaps," right? And Jaffe is Jaffe. We all know Jaffe. We see Jaffe. We know who he is. I'm not the funny guy. I'm cute. And I'll say some like weird shit. People are like, haha, Tech did a weird thing. That's it. That's just my actual personality. It's who I am outside of this. Bunny met me in real life. Same fucking dude. Yeah. I'm not trying to like push some type of narrative that I want to be a streamer. I don't. The reason why I'm on the LCU is because I made a commitment. You know, I was like, oh yeah, I promised to do the show with this one guy. They moved me, but you know, I'll give it the month and we'll see how it goes. If it's going well, it's going well, but it is what it is. I would love to just support Jaffe from the background, tell him what's going well for the channel, tell him what's going bad, pulling in new people to like introduce to the community, making sure Jaffe's like on other platforms so people can see who he is and introduce new people to the whole dynamic. That would be fantastic. But the creative mind behind this entire show says, Tech, I want you on camera. Tech, put on some fucking clothes. I'm not wearing pants. I'm naked down there. But he said, come on, we're doing it. I did cup my balls and cock, so It was just big thighs. That's all.
Troy Branch, I assure you, we do not drama farm. If drama happens, it happens. But this is not a bit. Frankly, we did a show last night for 4 hours. We're doing a show right now for over 2 hours, and we went through all of our topics, and now we're taking call-ins. I didn't suggest Ember call in. He called in, and he tends to be a little bit of a pretentious douchebag, which yields naturally drama because most people push back against pretentious douchebags. But that's not us going, let's farm drama. If it's dramatic, it works.
Jaffe, can you do me a favor and read the latest super chat?
Say that again, Ember.
Can you do me a favor and read the latest super chat, please?
You get it? I'm being you because I have a Bible. You get it? You get it? Okay. Bunny gets it. Bunny gets my humor. This is true, says Pompich. Tech is not funny. Webb says, Jaffe, I love the content and the direction. Thank you, sir. Let me get these. Hang on, Ember. 1 second, buddy. Fan funding. Mooch. Mooch says, who is this damn doofus? Kick. Bye, says Mooch. Thank you, buddy. Stick Solid says, Tech, let's get drunk in VC tonight. You goddamn right. All right. Continue, Ember. What were you saying? Thank you guys for the support.
Look, I'm not interested in going back and forth with Tech. He can lie to himself and he can lie to the audience and he can lie to God if he wants to. That's entirely fine. But what I will say is that I think that you absolutely lack, and you said this yourself, Jaffe, you lack somebody to push back. And I seem to be the only person that's willing to do that.
No, see, but
you are absolutely surrounded by thick men.
Here's what you're mistaking though, right? There is absolutely no value if you want to do creative work for a living or any work for a living in surrounding yourself with yes people. It is the quickest way to fuck yourself over. There's no
Why have you done this?
Oh my God, please just allow yourself the ability to just let someone finish. So I think most people would agree with that statement, with that concept. The difference is though, that you calling and being a pretentious douchebag isn't the equivalent of pushing back. You calling and saying this isn't the show it should be isn't the equivalency of you pushing back. You calling and saying, Jaffe, when you do X, Y, and Z, I like it. When you do A, B, C, I don't. Here's why. That's pushing back in a way that actually would make me sit up and take notice. But you just sort of coming and bloviating all over everybody. That doesn't paint you as a guy that's got sort of the backbone to push back. That just makes you a complainer that offers nothing.
I think I've offered you a lot of advice over the months about what I think would be a better idea about what you could be doing with your channel. You could be growing it. I think that what I am doing is pushing back, and I think it's a little crazy that you would suggest that I don't have a backbone. I'm coming into a call.
Give me one idea that you think that you've presented to us over the last month that you presented to us that would improve the channel.
Don't have Tech as a co-host.
Because?
Everything that I've explained already.
You just
don't have Tech as a co-host.
Well,
I have absolutely no personal qualms against what's his name? Brian? He looks like a Brian to me. I have no qualms with him as a person, as a human being. I think that he is ruining your channel.
My legal name is Tech now.
But you're aware the channel has more subscribers and makes more money than it ever has.
I mean, Call of Duty makes more money than everything else in the industry.
It's a great game.
It doesn't speak to the quality of the creative work that's happening there.
Call of Duty is a great game.
Call of Duty is a great game, but that aside, though, yes, there are things that are successful financially that don't meet individuals' criteria for quality. But what is it that you think this show should be that would allow it to ascend? Or what is the ascension vision you have for what the show is supposed to be or could be?
Before he answers,
yeah.
WebTech with $2 says, Tech, it sounds like this guy wants to be a producer. Probably. And, try out. Come out and
I do not want to work for you.
Offish with $5 says, Tech has good intentions and it is relieving Jaffe from tasks so he can do pure entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Pompish, and thank you, WebTech.
And thank you, Thick Gemini,
and
for 5 gifted members.
Well, hang on. Let's not forget the little Jewish grandma. Leave it to Bubby. Leave It to Bubby says, I love this show. Ember Jaffe is not your dad. You goddamn right,
Thank
Bubby.
God for that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Leave It to Bubby. And then, yes, Thick Gemini, thank you so much for the support and the membership. It's very kind, very courteous. We appreciate it. Thick Gemini, with all that money, if you'd like to put a movie on the wheel, hell, you spent $25. I'll let you put 2 movies on the wheel. If you're going to join us for our motion picture show festival this weekend, the Canty Madhouse 12-hour horror film festival. All right, Embers, go ahead. What were you saying? Give us the vision of the show that you think it could be without Tech Protect. What do you think this show is, but it's not allowed to exist?
I mean, first of all, I feel like I'm making you quite a lot of money right now, so you're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that I want to touch on is that I truly do believe that this show, whatever it is that you're running here, lacks the necessary negative energy to make this interesting. You go 45 minutes in which you're reading off of an article. Hey, look, isn't that weird? And Bunny goes, yeah, that's pretty weird. And then you move on to the next thing. And you could just watch the viewer numbers plummet. Where was it when I called? 180? Look at it now. It's like 219. I mean, you absolutely lack that tension, that friction, and the texture that makes what you say, like that Howard Stern style show that you're chasing after, interesting. You don't have it. You just don't have it. And I think it's because of people like Tech. I think that Tech thinks that he's offering something interesting here.
It's gone down since I've been here.
Bunny, I got a question for you because you're on the show every show. Who gives Jaffe pushback?
Not every show. I think
Every Madhouse.
I took like 6 weeks away from ever clicking on anything that had to do with David Jaffe. And you emailed me too. You emailed me as well, right? You wanted me on the show to talk about religion. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, you were like, I would never talk religion with Jaffe. He doesn't take it seriously. Okay, and I agree.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I said I didn't take it seriously.
Can I get a 1 if you think I give Jaffe pushback, or 2 if you think I'm just another yes man?
Tech, I think you're annoying. I don't think that equates to pushback.
Here's what you have to understand, though. Everybody knows, right? I mean, you can go watch all the shows on the LCU, right? Everybody knows that people bitching and complaining at each other, it's fine. It's engaging for a little bit, especially if you care about the characters. But the reason I will spend a lot of time on the show, because I don't just say we're chasing after Howard Stern. I say we're chasing after 90s era Howard Stern with Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell, which is why I want to make sure that people know when they come here, they're going to get people sitting on toilets shitting, trying to get to the ceiling, and they're going to get shit like this. But we're also going to talk about, weird crop circles, and we're going to dive deep into how stupid America is becoming and what are the consequences, and how much that ties into the fact that we are now discovering that even more evidence that life was very capable of being sustained on Mars, and maybe they went out the same way we did. Now, is that dramatic? No, but it's interesting, at least to me.
Bunny, do you have a good French accent, Bunny, or no?
I totally agree that it's interesting, David Jaffe. I love Coast to Coast. I grew up listening.
Bunny, do you have a good French accent?
Jesus Christ, Tech, I don't think.
I server muted you. Can you do a French accent? Can you read Ludo 57's super chat?
Let's see. I don't understand the hate this guy has for Tech. I think Tech is pretty competent guy at what he is doing. That's as good as I can.
He's my favorite Frenchman in the Discord. Big fan.
That's pretty hot.
Think Gemini says movies Afraid, the AI thriller, and Scream at David Jaffe with a heart. Well, you gave another 5, so you get a third. You don't have to super chat it. You can just say it.
We gave him 2.
Yeah, but then they gave a 5 to give that to.
Oh yeah, give us another one, or we can just double.
Yeah, give us another one. Yeah.
All right,
you're unmuted, Mr.
Embers. What were you going to say to Tech or me or whatever?
Well, I was saying to you that I appreciate that vision. I love Coast to Coast. I think I grew up on that, and it's a huge part of my I guess the formation of my personality. I appreciate that vision. I think that when you come out on the internet in public and you open phone lines to talk to people, right? And then you make sweeping statements about your political dissidents, for example, or about the nature of religion, or a lot of these very important topics that you speak authoritatively while you have a phone line open. You're going to invite a guy like me that's going to come in and say, I think that you are vehemently wrong. about everything that you think and everything that you believe. And so I'm going to exercise my right to
but you act
get on
like,
here and tell you.
And you've been on here. You act like you're on here now. We haven't banned you for going against.
I'm not claiming that you were going to ban me. I'm saying that you invite this challenge, and I'm here providing it to you. And
Yes,
it seems to be making you some money.
I'm not opposed. So what's your problem? You're here.
What I'm suggesting to you is those two things. I think that tech is a net negative on your channel, and I think that you need to find some texture to your co-host, somebody that is actually going to push back and has a backbone. It's not me. It's going to be somebody else.
You want him to ditch me?
Oh God, Bunny, I don't even.
Out on the streets?
Bunny, I have to tell you, and I say this with only the kindness, all the kindness that I can muster, that I forgot that you were here. But I really think that it's important for you to find somebody that can give you the kind of negative attention.
I appreciate that, but I don't agree. I think what you're confusing is a debate show with a Howard Stern show. If you want to, if you want to call in and debate me or disagree with me, that's fine. But Phineas says this dude totally comes in a sock. But that's one thing, and I agree with you. That creates good stories, and whatever. But what I don't agree with is I have no interest in doing a show where every episode is just people going, "I think this, no, I think this, no, I think this." Oh God, put a bullet in my no, thank you. But you should go do that show on your channel that seems to be successful in fits and starts. Go, you have some really high performing videos where you don't show your face naturally. And then you have some that tank and you have to spend a month making them. Why don't you just go do that? If that makes you happy, because I wouldn't watch them, but clearly a lot of people like them.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to do that. But I used to really look. This all comes from a place of love, Jaffe. Truly, I know that doesn't come across, but I have been following you on here for a very long time, and I'm a person that used to really love what you were doing and doesn't understand what it is that you're chasing after now. It just seems incongruous with what you've stated you're looking for, and so it's just I know that there are people in the audience, and there's only a few of us. I'm sure it's a minority now. But there are people in the audience that think, like, what is this? Who are these people that are not David Jaffe? When can we go to a place where it's about what it used to be? And if that's never going to happen again, then so be it. I'll let bygones be bygones. But I feel like it's my responsibility to myself, at least, to be able to express that to you, especially because you've opened that door and allowed me to
I
do
am
so.
literally having the ex-head of PlayStation not only on my show, but on my show in an intimate setting where people can speak directly to him and ask him questions. If that's not old school Jaffe, I don't know what is, my friend.
No, I think that's great, dude. And congratulations on getting Shuhei. That's fantastic.
It wasn't an effort. He just called and said, "I'm available. Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Okay."
Oh, well then fuck you. I don't know what you want. I'm saying congratulations.
I don't want anything. I'm just telling you you're wrong. All right, Embers.
I said congrats. What the fuck?
Embers, be well. Enjoy.
God bless.
Whatever. Okay.
Oh,
okay.
God.
I have to run to the bank because the cleaning ladies are here and they only take cash. That's my life. What do you want from me? But
am I fired then? Did Embers get to you? Am I gone?
No, you're not fired. What I would love is for you to say, "Oh, hey, Jaffe, no, go to the bank. I'll keep the show going. I'll keep the donos going. If Bunny's got time, she'll stick around." Like, I guarantee you. I guarantee
go to the bank. Leave the stream on.
If you were on Dark and Keem calls in with this bullshit, "Hey, it's the boss man." Did you hear that little soundbite? I don't know if you. Yeah, it's me. Hey, everybody, it's Keemstar. Look at my hat. Hey, Tech, I need you to keep the show going a little longer. Becky fell down a rabbit hole and her pussy got stuck into a midget's mouth hole. Hey, you got it, boss man. I'll keep the show going as long as you want. All right, I'm out. Gotta go see Bruntley. That
here, actually, just stick right there.
That doesn't offend me. Your dumb logo for a dead show.
No. I'm making a new OBS. Hold on.
Don't make it. I'm in this OBS. Don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna take over your OBS.
I don't want you to take over my OBS. Oh, fine.
You can go to the bank. Money, you can just chit chat while you're fucking gone to the bank.
Okay, but the show's gonna keep going. I'm not gonna delete it or stop it. All right, I'll be back. I'll be back.
I'm gonna take over the stream.
All right, I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Give me literally 2 minutes.
Oh my God! It's like dealing with someone who doesn't have hands. I don't know. I don't know what that means, Bunny. Bunny,
Poor
are you
fella.
are you okay to stick around a little longer, Miss Bunny?
Yeah, I can stick around for about 20 more minutes or so.
Okay. Okay.
Let me pull up the thing, and then I click this. Bum, 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 bum.
Do you think Tech's butthole puckers up when he hears this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Everybody.
Properties.
Yeah.
Okay. That there. I gotta change this thing.
You know what Keemstar told me last night on the stream? He said, "Jeff, you suck my dick," and I'm like, Why would you invite someone to talk about your penis? The last time I talked about your penis,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
right? So, but sure, Keemstar, I guess. Leave it to Bubby says, I hate that sound. So, of course, I played it. Again, sorry, Bubby. All right. Tech, am I good? Can I head to the bank? I'll be right back.
Hold on. We're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I can do present screen. Then I can do this.
Mhm.
And then all I have to do is just grab your stream key.
Yeah, maybe I'll call you from the car as I'm going to the bank. I'll hit you up on the Discord. You can see me IRL. Yep, what Willie Farnsworth says, IRL bank trip. You got it, buddy. I'll stream that for you guys after I get my money. My super chats were good on Aussie. Thanks, WebTech. Try to get some more people to put their thing on the wheel, baby, so we can get some more movies up there. Oh my God, Tech, I have to hurry. What's
7
hard?
seconds.
It's working. Just do the show. Nothing has to change.
Well, now I can. I'm gonna go live.
We're already live.
Yeah, but now you can go on your phone without it kicking us out, dickhead.
Okay, so do I have to cancel anything?
Hold on. I'm streaming. On OBS, hit stop streaming.
Are you sure?
Yeah, not on YouTube. Just on
No.
OBS.
Sure.
Yeah, not on YouTube. Just on OBS.
No. Okay, I hit it on OBS. I don't think you
should.
can switch. I don't think you can switch midstream.
I think we
You
might.
can somehow. I know there's a way. I just don't know how to do it.
Okay, so what's happened?
I'm gonna hit start streaming. And now the chat has my OBS. Hello.
Okay, so how do I get off camera then?
Go ahead and leave the Discord call for like 10 seconds. Or here, I'm gonna drag you. Okay, he's gone. OBS, are you still live? Is it still us? Let me move this over. YouTube chat, can you still hear me? Hello, YouTube chat. It worked. Bunny, say something.
Something.
Whoa, chat, can you hear?
What a forward young man you are.
Can you hear Bunny? Can you hear Jaffe?
You hear me?
I can hear you.
We did it, Jaffe!
Yay!
It's
All
OBS
right,
on
I'm
my
going-
computer.
All right, I'm going to the bank. You can, yes, I'll be right back. Good job. Unlike Embers, here's a cookie. I'll be right back. Bye, you guys.
Thank you. Let me adjust this real quick because I think it's backwards on the stream. So we'll do this logo and we'll do transform and we're gonna flip horizontally. Bow. Did that do it? That do it? Transform. Flip horizontally. There we go. Now chat gets to see the Madhouse logo behind me. Not backwards. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Bunny Button. It's just me and you now. And
Yeah.
I think I have Paraformal Pickle that wants to come talk. I'm going to drag him up.
I'm gonna smoke the weed.
Mr. Pickle.
I mean, I've been.
Oh, you're deafened. Pickle is deafened and muted. He shitted and sharded. Pickle!
Yes.
You're on stream now, buddy.
Hello, Mr. Pickle.
That's good. That guy was annoying.
Ember's Arcade? Ember's Arcade is an annoying little guy.
He's just got a boner for the past.
Yeah, but I
We've all
just
been
don't.
there.
I don't like the use of religion as a way to push things around.
Yeah. What are
I'm
your
a religious.
thoughts? Go ahead.
I'm a religious man, but I just don't push it. I don't tend to. I don't care if anybody believes what I have to believe. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a ping. Bunny, what's your thoughts on Ember's Arcade? You met him for like the second time now.
Yeah, he's a lot. He's exhausting. And like the reason I wasn't talking to him is because I don't know him. So I don't have much to say about him except for he's very annoying.
He said, "I forgot you were there."
Yeah,
That's
I almost
rude.
forgot I was there also for a minute.
But that's
because I was
rude.
zoning out while he was talking. He was just kind of boring.
Kind of mean, kind of boring. Is
Yeah,
this
a lot of hate in his heart to be a
is
Christian.
this my longtime pal from the internet, Don Vader?
It is.
Hello, Don Vader. Welcome to the stream. You're live in front of 750 people.
Oh wow.
I'm
I was
kidding.
not expecting that. I was just chilling in the VC.
Did you pull him in? That goes against the rules.
Hey, Don Vader. I wanted to say you've watched Jaffe's content for a little bit, and you've seen Ember's Arcade before, correct?
Yeah, are we on stream right now?
We are on stream right now. Do you want to be on stream?
Not particularly. That's why I was in the VC chat, not the waiting room.
Yeah, we're fucking the Wild West right now. I can pull you back out. Or you can move back out if you want to. I'm being a little bit of a dickhead for the time being.
I gladly could discuss it later. That's not a problem.
All right, Don Vader. I'll ask your opinion in the future.
All right, goodbye.
By the way, chat, feel free to hop into members waiting. Madhouse waiting room. We'll pull you on. I can't believe it does come off like he wants to be the producer, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He seems jealous of you.
Tyler Copanance Bell says Ember comes off as those stalker-like chums that phone up random people that he went to high school with and debate them on whatever happened years ago that offended him. I don't know. I don't know where that comes from.
He sounds
just
like
very
a little
salty.
baby boy. How old is he?
I think he's 30 something.
He just sounds like a little Justin Bieber baby boy or something.
Aw.
Like 21, maybe. I don't know.
There's too many people that are salty in life. It's very salty.
Yeah. By the way, Bunny, I had a topic on my
Yeah.
show that I was going to talk about. We didn't get to it, but it was it's about the U.S. war with the Philippines in 1899.
That sounds so exciting.
Aren't you excited? Did you know that the U.S. military decided to use vampires against the Filipinos?
Actually, I think I've heard something about this.
Yeah, buddy. They killed a guy, and they
There he
Jaffe.
is.
They killed
Is
a guy.
this-
Thank goodness.
Is this the Embers Arcade show?
Yeah, welcome back, Jaffe.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my phone down, but I can hear you.
When the U.S. was fighting the Philippines in 1899, they killed a man. They hung him from a tree, and they put 2 puncture wounds in his neck to try and scare the Filipinos into thinking vampires were attacking, so they would run away.
What are you people talking
That's
about?
so
Why
silly.
is this fun?
I don't know. He just started talking about war and like 18
Vampires.
whatever year vampires.
Yeah, the
I don't
U.S.
know.
military
He
used
said
vampires.
this was the scraps from his show. That's like literally what he said. He said,
Scraps
"Here's
from
some
bullshit
shit."
dead fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Mm-hmm. Tell him, Jaffe.
Well, tell us,
I'm
buddy.
gonna turn talk radio right now, and I want you to talk about what they're talking about. Let me get you a channel.
No one can hear you, Jaffe, but we appreciate you.
Shenanigans. They said it's a dark, romantic slasher comedy. I think is what they are. So what you watch on Wednesday? Yeah. Or Love Hotel. No.
This is riveting, Jaffe. This is the content they need.
Talk about something good, Tech.
Yeah, do it, Tech.
I don't want to be a streamer. Hey, Bunny.
You're on the big time shows over there.
What's what do you think is most likely gonna kill you in terms of like
You don't
paranormal
wanna
shit? If
be
you were gonna
on
go out
quote.
in a paranormal fashion, ghosts,
Paranormal
zombies, vampires, Bigfoot. What do you think is most likely?
I'd get tricked by a djinn or something.
A
That'd be
djinn?
it.
Can you
Like a
Jack,
genie?
Yeah.
Am I still on the show?
You're on the show, but your mic is
Yes.
so bad.
Look, stop pretending you don't want to be on camera. You're literally on 4 shows right now. It's like saying you don't want to be on
Can you guys hear him in chat? I can't hear him in chat.
I can hear him.
We got Detective Cochise in waiting.
I said, stop pretending you don't want to be on camera.
How's
You're
it
on
going,
4
Detective
fucking
Cochise?
shows right now.
Are you there, Mr. Cochise?
Would you quit?
Cochise.
Can you hear me?
No,
I
your
can hear you,
Your
Jaffy.
microphone's awful.
Yeah, it's not great, but I can hear him.
Awful. No one needs a goddamn Consumer Reports on my microphone.
Yeah.
You understand me?
If I turn you up, it's better.
Yes. Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's
I wanted
it's
to
like
talk about
dealing with the cast of Dumb and Dumber, but it's all tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech. You asked Bunny what she would die from. I wanted to tell you what I would die from.
Yeah, Pickle. What would get you?
Bigfoot, because I've always wanted to find Bigfoot.
Okay. It'd be aliens
Or
for me.
ooh.
Aliens.
Yeah.
You want to get butt probed?
I'd like to show you, but I'm not, this real hot mom that just walked by in the crosswalk. I live in a neighborhood of very hot moms. That's the truth.
Describe her.
That's the truth.
Yeah, give us a description.
He is wearing Daisy Dukes with stars on the butt cheeks, a white tight tank top, a red hat, better not say MAGA on it, and
you
she's
know it
blonde
does.
and a pony. I hope not. She got herself a blonde ponytail, and she's like perfect traditional California bleach blonde girl next door mama.
Oh yeah.
Detective
I like it.
Cochise,
I'm
how do you feel
pulling
about the
over.
description of that woman?
If my wife wasn't around, I'd give a better description.
Okay. All right.
What did Cochise say?
If his wife wasn't around.
Oh, I see. I see.
Good. Yeah.
Hey, we can make arrangements. We know people.
Unfortunately, so does she. So, Tech, question for you.
Yeah, I got answers.
Oh shit! I was wrong. I was wrong. That I'm getting a front look now. That was a dude.
Oh.
Jaffe.
I'm kidding.
Go ahead,
Oh.
Cochise. What's your question?
That wasn't right.
Now, when you were talking about the war stuff, have you ever heard of the bat bombs in World War II?
Oh, the bat bombs? Please enlighten the audience. Also, your mic's a little low if you want to speak closer.
How's that?
That's way better.
All right. Yeah, the U.S. went and was doing a theory of attaching incendiary devices to bats, and then their idea was to fly them over, drop the bats, they'll land and make their home somewhere, and the incendiary device goes and city burns.
Yeah. For a little more details, right? So these bats would have these little like charges on their chest, and they would just drop them into cities, and they'd have a timer for like 12 hours, 24 hours, and they would get into like the attics of all these homes and just blow up and just fucking destroy an entire town, just light it entirely on fire. The U.S. has done some crazy shit. If you didn't know, before we had very advanced missile targeting systems, the U.S. used to train pigeons to peck.
I'm gonna go get money. I'll be right back.
Bye, Jeffy.
Don't nowhere.
Okay, we're gonna stare at his car. His phone's gonna burn up. They would put pigeons in the front of these missiles, but the way they would train them is they put them in a room and peck at the dot on the screen. Just keep pecking. You peck the dot, you get food. Peck the dot, you get food. And so they would shoot these pigeon-guided missiles at ships in the ocean because the ship looks kind of like a dot on a screen. And depending on where the pigeon pecked, they would change the wings on the missile to guide it into the ship. And the pigeon has no fucking clue. This guy's like, oh, I'm going to get some fucking snacks later, dude. I'm going to hit this dot and get some snacks. Nope. Dead bird. Dead fucking bird. Can you believe that, Bunny?
Bye-bye, birdie.
That is interesting.
Poor birds.
I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
Yeah, the U.S. government has done some crazy stuff. Do you know about the sterile fly orgies funded by the U.S. government?
What?
Sterile fly orgies. Yeah, the government, the U.S. government, every week spends a ton of fucking money making millions and millions of these flies that are genetically engineered to not be able to have babies, right? And they drop them on Panama every week. There's a type of fly that if it escaped South America and made it to the U.S., it would devastate our farming market, right? They fuck with livestock, they harass animals, they drink their blood. It's a fucking shitty fly. So what the U.S. government decided was, hey, let's make a farm in Texas where we breed the fuck out of these flies, make a ton of babies, because they only live like a month or two, right? Make a ton of babies that are sterile, and we'll drop them as care packages into the jungles of Panama so that the flies that are going to try and invade going north, instead of like fucking a fly that can have kids, it just rapes the shit out of like a fly that can't have babies, and then it dies. So we were just constantly culling the population of these flies by dropping sterile flies on top of them. Like, this happens today.
What the fuck?
It happens on Wednesdays. It happens on Saturdays. Twice a week, we're dropping these flies. So right now, there's a plane in the air with boxes of millions of fucking flies. We're just gonna let go.
Just wasting money. Just wasting money.
Well, I imagine
I feel like that's kind of genius.
Yeah, it's genius. The detriment,
Yeah.
the detriment to what our food processing would be if
Yeah,
they
I
actually
guess.
made it would be insane. Like we'd have to stop eating
Yeah.
hamburgers.
It had through Mexico first.
Yeah, so we're saving all of Mexico from this issue. We're saving El Salvador, Guatemala. We're doing the work for
God bless America.
God bless America. We give like innate sexual partners to other animals for freedom.
It's America.
That's America.
Yeah.
Ladybug farms, where they raise ladybugs to release them in fields and greenhouses and grow rooms.
Yeah.
And this one guy grew up and was raising the Asian beetles.
Yeah.
So he kept selling and distributing to all these places the Asian beetles, which are the invasive species, and they had a hell of a bite. So that guy had to be, he was just in bad shape when they found out.
Yeah. Mish with 10 gifted David Jaffe memberships. Thank you, Mish. Shout out to
Mish. We appreciate it. Good
Leave It Bubby, Super Wheatley, Mancave.ro, Steffers, Velvet Cheese, Velveeta Cheese, Pamela Brooks, Gafgarian, hello, good to see you. Jaden, Cowlove, and Nick Manzor are now all
Mish
members.
needs to put a movie on the wheel.
Yeah, Mish, give us a name for a movie. We'll add it to the wheel.
Yeah.
What room do you weigh in on go up on stream, for fuck's sake? It's called the Madhouse Waiting Room. You should see it. If you don't see it, let me know. We're going to go ahead and cycle some people out. Pickle, we're going to bring you down. I appreciate you calling in,
Okay.
Pickle. Big fan of yours.
Bye.
Detective Cochise.
For every $20, I'll go 10 miles faster.
Don't do that.
That sounds fun.
Cochise.
Yes, sir.
Are you familiar with the eucalyptus pandemic of 1965?
Did a lot of koala bears die?
No, I wish. I fucking hate koala bears. Some fucking dickhead, Northern California fuck commie, was like, I want to raise koalas, and I'm going to do it in the US of A, because of course we need koalas, those fucking idiot animal-looking monsters.
They're so cute.
Fuck them. Do they have chlamydia? And they also have 2.5
They do
vaginas.
have
They have 2 penises. They have 2 thumbs. They should have 2 fucks to give. Anyways, koalas, these little
God's little
dipshits,
monster.
God's little fucking demons. This guy's like, I'm gonna raise them as like a nonprofit, whatever, in Northern California, and he was like, hey, to save on costs, instead of keeping like I don't want to keep purchasing koala food, I'll just grow eucalyptus in my backyard, and that spread, and it spread, and it spread, and it fucking spread, and it spread even more. And the issue with eucalyptus, if you weren't aware, is that the sap that eucalyptus produces burns like wax, like shitty fucking candles. I hate the smell of eucalyptus too, but besides the point.
What? I love the smell.
And so you're cringe. And so this eucalyptus plant being invasive to all of California is one of the leading causes of extended wildfires in the state. The fact that California burns up so often is because there's so much eucalyptus in Northern California in the forests that are unkept. Because some dickhead was like, I want a cute little bear that's kind of a pussy. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Koalas to eat the eucalyptus.
No, I would.
Send out the koalas.
Motherfucker, dude. I hate koalas. You know, koalas are so stupid that their primary source of nutrition is eucalyptus. Eucalyptus
They got
has
smooth brain.
that is true. The nutritional value of eucalyptus is less than American standard cardboard. Eating
Were you
cardboard.
touched inappropriately by a koala? That's what this sounds like.
They're
Go
so cute.
10 miles faster. $20 for Mish. Jaffe, speed it up. All right.
That's right.
So
I'm going to McDonald's right now.
koalas are so stupid. Even though their main source of food is like not good for them at all, there's no nutritional value.
Yeah.
If you present a koala a plate of eucalyptus leaves, it won't know what the fuck to do with it because it's not attached to a stick.
What
do you mean? Your whole
How's
life
that
is
his
eating
problem?
this fucking leaf because it's a fucking dumbass fucking animal. It spends its entire life eating this.
Heck,
What?
if we get $50 by the time I get up to McDonald's, I'll send that person whatever the Happy Meal toy is in the mail tomorrow.
No. Guys, $20 and Jaffe will give uppies to the cashier. Yep,
No,
$20. He'll do uppies.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
for
you
20.
will.
Don't do it.
You're
I
scared.
have ADD and I will not do it for $20.
$20, guys, and Jaffe does uppies.
I wouldn't do it. I would not do it.
All right,
fellas.
$50.
$50 or you ain't getting it.
$50. Jaffe does uppies. He'll on camera uppies to the cashier. The poor underpaid employee. Actually, they're in California, so I think they make $20 an hour. Can you believe that?
And what do I get? What do we get?
You get $50, dickhead. What do you mean? What do I get? You get paid.
They don't want a toy. They want that.
Yes, they want to see you give uppies to the fucking cashier. Come
I'll do
on,
that,
chat.
but they're giving away-
$50.
They're giving away Listen for once, fucker. They're giving away Squishmallows.
No one
$50
cares.
and I'll send you what
no,
I'll
Jaffe,
send
do
you
the
toy.
uppies.
Wait a minute. Now that I know
I'll
the
do both, but that's gonna be $100.
You're not sending the Squishmallow in the mail. You'll forget. We haven't sent the documents to
I
Captain
will not
Loudpack.
forget. You owe that guy a goddamn. You owe that guy a goddamn God of War document. I will send the goddamn Squishmallow.
Chat, it's right now. $50 for Jaffe uppies. Come on, we have
and
to do
100 if
it.
you want the Squishmallow as well.
Yeah.
I will do both, but it's got to be
See?
250s. I'm not going to do it for 25.
No, it'd be 250s or
So if
100.
anybody donates in time, they have to tell you what they want me to do.
Guys,
the uppie or the
it's
Squishmallow.
happening now. Guys, it's now or never.
Yeah, look.
$50
see? Wait,
uppies.
it's not- wait, that's me. Can you see?
He's in line right now. Don't show too much more, Jeff. You don't want to get, found out.
Oh, you know how many McDonald's there are in this neighborhood?
Yeah, 37. That's enough info to pinpoint the location. You have an outside, Bunny?
Yeah, I have an
Show the outside.
Oh, no. He brought the...
What kind of leaves you got?
Kudzu.
Wow.
Those.
It's pretty. Let's zoom in. Guys, look at Bunny's leaves.
Okay. Look at my
It's like a forest.
It is. It is.
Wow. We ain't got those where I live. We got sand.
Fat cat, get off the curtain. That's the problem.
Yeah, we got the bluegrass.
Ah, the bluegrass is nice. Speaking about bluegrass, Coachies, I'm gonna have to bring someone else up. It was a pleasure. Always good to see you. I'm not wearing any pants right now. I hope that makes you feel better or not that worse.
I'm neutral. I can live with it.
Thank you, Coachies. We're bringing in Soda and Sadness.
Oh, what's up?
How's it going, gangster?
Hey.
Chilling, big baller.
No, thank you.
Well, speaking about
Yeah,
big ballers,
I get a large fry.
Jaffe's ordering
large
his
Diet
McDonald's. $50, and he'll have to do the uppies to the cashier.
Regular
All
Oreo
right.
McFlurry
Where did you come up with the uppies?
and whatever the Happy Meal
I'm a
toy
cute
is.
little guy, and I like to be picked up.
How tall are you?
5'6".
Okay. So
Okay.
Tell me
Well, 5'6" on a good day. It's 5'5"
what's in a Happy
legally.
I was just making
That's
sure you
a
weren't like
tough
6'4" asking for uppies. Like 5'6" is
Yeah.
tolerable.
How tall are you, Soda and Sadness?
6'2".
Motherfucker, dude. Everyone's bigger than me. Bunny is 6'1". You know that?
Okay, I'll do the 4-piece Happy
Tall ones are interesting.
I'm so tall.
That's why
I
you're
can
born.
reach every cabinet. I
no
don't
sauce.
need any kind of assistance at all. In fact.
Bunny has a
Call me a
favorite.
step stool.
Yeah, Bunny has a favorite brand of step stool. That's how she's actually like 5 foot flat.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
5'3".
All right. Well, the toy.
I
is
believed it
ordered.
for a second.
If nobody wants
He
it,
looks
I'll
taller
get it, but-
on camera.
You hear that, chat? Jeffy ordered the entire menu and also the toy.
But the uppies is gonna run out as an option pretty soon. I don't know why they want me doing uppies. They probably don't. I can ask them a conspiracy theory. I can ask them if they believe something. I can have more of an interesting conversation. Although it's lunch, so they're probably busy and don't have time for my shenanigans.
You hear that,
That's what makes the uppies better.
$50, and Jaffe will ask the 17-year-old to 19-year-old cashier at the window for uppies.
Actually, in this economy, it's probably somebody's mom working there right now, trying to save her house.
Not this economy.
Yeah.
He's in California, so that's a $23 an hour employee.
Oh, never mind. I'm down south.
Yeah, no, this McDonald's employee is going to hear the uppies thing and then get into their Tesla and be like, what was that today, dude? I don't know.
Ridiculous.
Oh, I'll tell them what I'm doing.
Hi, I'm on
No,
stream.
you can't.
And some random
You can't
guy-
tell them what you're doing. You just got to do it weird, like full off the cuff. No setup.
That's not part of the deal. That's not part of the deal.
It doesn't make it interesting then.
Okay, then that's $100.
You're just making it. Oh, okay.
This
All
is
right.
my. This is one of
Jaffe
like the
doesn't
10
wanna
McDonald's
play.
Do we need to
I
call
go
you
to.
Jaff
I
Stuff?
can't hurt my reputation with
Jaff
the fine
Stuff,
folks who don't.
please. Your reputation at McDonald's?
Well,
yeah, they know him by order.
Yeah.
And
This is not even my normal McDonald's, but still, I may have to come here in dire straits, and I don't want them to be worried about me.
I'm a very important person.
More than they already are.
Frank Glass says,
I
did
heard
you get a
that, Bunny.
haircut, Jaffe? Nice face.
Just because I'm in my car, don't mean I can't hear your little asides, Miss Bunny.
I didn't say nothing. That was tech.
You're from the South, Soda and
Yeah.
Sadness. Does Jaffe
Yes, sir.
have the Alabama look?
No.
The Alabama look.
Yeah.
What's
No.
the Alabama look?
Well, that's just because I'm not wearing my sheet over my head right now.
Even then, it's the way you talk and carry yourself.
How do I carry myself not as an Alabamian? Is it
Carry yourself like
because I'm not a
someone who.
racist? What?
No, it's just you carry yourself like somebody. You know the old meme. You got soft hands. You kind of carry yourself like that.
I don't know that meme. Talk about it.
Like conservative guys like to make fun of like younger generations or millennials and Gen Zs by saying like you didn't work in factories, so you have soft hands.
Yeah.
Why would I
shit.
want to
I
work
heard
in a
that my
fucking
whole
factory?
life.
Because it makes
What
them
would I wanna
manlier.
work in a factory for?
My
That's how
grandma
they get their
used to
dicks bigger.
always tell us, don't ever trust a man with soft hands because that means
Yep.
he don't work hard.
It's a Southern thing.
Yeah.
It's a stupid thing.
Yeah.
Are your hands soft? That,
You might
that
have
might be
an
why
office
you're
job.
upset about it. Yeah,
My
you got
hands
soft
are
hands.
probably pretty soft, yeah. But
Go rub them on the
Why the
concrete a
fuck
little
would
bit. Go pick up some bricks.
why?
so people will trust you in the South. A man with
Think
soft
about
hands
that,
seems
man.
like a serial
Think
killer.
about the capitalist horseshit bullshit lie that is that the poorer people have been convinced that you're bad if you're not also poor and trodden upon.
No, it's not poor. I'm not
It is
poor, but
poor.
I have rough hands.
Nobody wants to work in a goddamn factory unless they own the goddamn factory. And yet there's a nobility being assigned to doing that kind of shit
never
work.
worked in a
So the people that
factory.
are doing the shit work don't realize they're being bamboozled, hoodwinked, and Plymouth Rocked. You know it, I know it, and Denzel knows it.
Chat and people on screen, y'all think I got soft hands?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Chat one's for
You
soft
might have
hands.
one rough one from jerking
I feel like
so much, but
sand scratches your hands when you pick it up. Like you get cuts on your hands when you
No,
pick up sand.
your hands are so soft that when you pet your dog wants to pet you. That's
Yeah,
how
no,
soft your fucking hands
yeah, it's pretty bad.
yeah. You don't even have hands. That's how soft they are. It's just little cotton balls on the end of your wrist.
Yeah.
It's like Powerpuff Girl hands. It's just like
I'm really just
little nubs.
I'm just buff. I'm buffing the dick with like 10,000 grit. That's how soft they are.
That's
fucking awful.
You get it because we
Wow.
both are working men. We know what grit,
Yes.
grit count is. Jaffe has no idea if 10,000 is hard, like rougher or softer. He has no idea.
Do they even make 10,000 or is that just like a
No.
paper towel?
No, it's essentially like cotton.
Yeah.
Cotton is 10,000 grit. What's your go-to grit for removing paint off metal?
I would say 1,800 is my first initial, and then we're gonna work in it with maybe I'd say 1,000 to 2,000 to get rid of the scratches.
Yeah, I go 8,000, 1,200, and then 2,000. That's me personally.
See that gets you soft hands when you rub your hands on the metal afterwards. We're not going for that down here.
Yeah. I for fun rebuilt transmissions. I'm a working man. I like doing like handsy stuff. Ladies.
Did you rebuild those transmissions inside of an air conditioned house?
No, in a like shed garage, like barely constructed thing in a backyard at a friend's house because I don't have one.
All right, you're halfway there. You're good. You're good. Because if you'd said like with a bath towel on the kitchen floor, I would have judged you.
No, I love working on cars so much. I have a commercial account with AutoZone.
Okay, cool.
Y'all missed your goddamn chance for the uppies.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Chat, no more
No,
uppies.
no, it's okay.
Don't scam me.
But I do have
K Nubs with
toy.
$50 says uppies now, old man.
I didn't get any payment.
K
But
Nubs,
if you want the toy, I do have the toy. I'll open it on screen when I get home.
Wait, you're already through the drive-through?
Yeah, he's already through the drive-through.
Yep.
Go inside.
Jaffe, K Nubs says he'll drop another 50 if you go inside for uppies.
Yeah, go inside.
Yeah, well,
catch a real charge. You said I don't believe him.
The goddamn devil with $20 says I'm contributing to the Uppy Foundation.
Well, it's too
Sterling
late,
with
No,
$200. Sterling, what the fuck?
Jaffe, turn around. Turn around.
Sterling says I want Daddy Jaffe to give uppies.
Just to piss off King TL as your assistant producer, I say you have to
sort
go
of
back.
I don't believe Sterling gave $500, $200.
William Farnsworth says 25 gifted. Thank you, William.
Wait a minute. I need to know if people are actually donating text.
Yeah.
They're not, Jaffe. I'll be the good
Okay,
one.
then I will
They're
trust
not.
fund. I'm not going to look at my phone while I'm driving, but I'm not going to let them down if they're donating.
Exactly. Tech. Grow up, you weasel.
Funny.
Yeah, you wouldn't do that to Kickstarter, would you? You know
Yeah,
what?
you wouldn't.
Bunny's being a real possum right now.
50 gifted from Drama Alert on the channel. Thank you, Drama Alert.
It makes you so want a pat on the head from that guy. I swear to God. What is that?
Oh,
he's not nice to people, and yet you grovel
he's nice to
at the
me.
man's feet. Yeah, but you know, just using you. I tell you what, I say quit. It'll be no hard feelings. I say go where you'll make the most money. I want the best for you. That's all I care about.
I'll say
But
this.
yet,
He's
why
probably
don't
gonna,
you go at young people? You got to go with somebody who you think is the rock star. I get it. He's flashy. Well, you wait and see how that plays out for you, pal.
Jeffy,
Fucking.
I want to tell you,
ding dong,
there's a Southern phrase that I stand by as a young gentleman. And
watch yourself there.
That phrase is you dance with the one that brought you.
I brought you, whore.
He brought you. What are you talking about?
Dickhead,
Whoa.
that's what I'm saying. I'm dancing with you,
okay.
Jeffy.
You're not dancing with him though. You brought him to prom and he's sitting there eating his cake and you're like, I'll be right back. And you're like in the bathroom breaking some bitch's back. Like, we know what you're doing. Let's just let you know. On Monday morning, we'll just play it like that. Everyone's gonna know what you did, and none of the girls are gonna talk to you.
Yeah,
that's right.
You
broke Jappy's heart, and you tried to play Keem and tried to get dance cards from both of them.
You think just because I'm an unassuming looking fella that I don't got the moxie? Wait, you think somebody makes a game like God of War and Twisted Metal and they don't got bodies buried in the backyard? You
killed that duck.
He'll do it again.
He did kill that duck.
Hell yeah.
You're
I'm
wearing
duck
a yellow
shaped.
shirt. He might get confused.
Oh no,
man! I'll tell
Lizzie
you what,
with
Jack,
10 gifted. Thank you, Lizzie, for 10 gifted members.
Regardless of what happens with your career, you let that boogie fat beach ball bum talk to you that way, I would have been on a goddamn plane to butt fuck wherever the fuck he lives, and I would have taken fucking care of business.
He'd have butt fucked
And my
him.
girlfriend heard that. If my fucking girlfriend was sitting there hearing how that little fat fuck talked to me,
It says McFlurry.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
The camera fell and it just says McFlurry on the screen.
Like, I hope this makes it to Locale Live with the McFlurry.
You tell that fat fuck Boogie to get his big ass at. Well, my McFlurry is on screen. Hold on.
He's doing great. You're doing great, Jaffy. Why'd you scare him off? I'm mad at you now. Look what you did.
He's probably eating the McFlurry. He saw it on camera. He's like, yep.
Maybe. It's a good idea.
Jaffy's tilted. I'll do another poll. Is Tech Protect the asshole?
Tech, I don't think you're the asshole. I give you a hard time because I know you can take it. I've said that. But the issue is, you look like a bitch, and I know you're not a bitch. That's what really pisses me off. It's kind of like when you see your friend dating some chick that's like really bad for him, and now he's wearing like polos with sweaters tied around his neck. That's what I feel like right now. You're like a show pony. And the only reason you're a show pony is because he wants to show off to the other farmer that he has the pony on the weekends because the other farmer can't afford him all the time.
Yeah, we got.
That's what I see. That's what I see. Yeah.
You're a man of good Southern morals, I'd say, right?
Well,
if you promise an employer to do a task, would you not see it out? Would you not see it through?
Oh, I would see it through, but the first time I'm backstabbed, though, I will burn your company to the ground and everything that you love and hold dear. That's the kind of Southerner I am.
Yeah, but I've not been backstabbed.
No, you don't think you have, but you have, and it's okay. I'm just letting you know you're in your 20s still. You'll get there. When you hit 30, you're gonna be like, oh Jesus, that was kind of fucked up.
I'm genetically and biologically a 50-year-old. All right, my blood pressure has seen the tides of war.
Yeah, it's the moment of you sitting there, just having nothing to do, sitting in a lawn chair, smoking your cigarette, staring at your fence, and you're like, why did I let that bald-headed little squirrel of a man treat me like that? Why did I let him put my relationship with my father-in-law on the line? Why would I let him have anything,
to be fair,
of any kind of control over my life?
To be fair about this father-in-law like shenanigans, I've asked Jaffy, hey, do I have your permission to marry your daughter? He says, fuck no.
Yeah, they always say that.
When it happens, it happens. For now, he's kind of the opposition.
Yeah. You got to prove it to him, and right now you're not.
Prove it to him.
Prove it to him. Imagine this. 20 years from now, you have a daughter, and her boyfriend is doing what you're doing, but it's not the same situation. Maybe you own a used car a lot, and she starts dating a guy that's working for you and for the competition. But then he starts devoting more of his time there. Are you going to feel okay with that? Okay with her marrying that guy if he's not having family interests at heart? Like if he's not giving his 110% to the family.
but
Because that's what people see
having,
when they give their daughter to you.
It's like
they see that you're going to take care of her.
I hear you, but it's like you own the used car lot, right? And the kid is working for you as like your marketer, right? He does marketing, and you've seen such huge growth, such big returns. But then at the other car lot, he's like, I just want to be a salesman over here. Like I just wanted the very like simple salesman thing. I was offered it. It's gonna be some money in my pocket, right? I'm still gonna make sure that your marketing is the only marketing I work on. That you stay fucking pounding away in another city across the state. But I'm gonna be a salesman over here for a little bit. I don't see.
You disagree or agree, but it's not traditional, is it? Sorry, no. It's not traditional, is it? This is not a traditional. It's not like you're passing down the local shop to your son-in-law or anything like that. It's the internet. It's completely it's new,
brand
new ground. Yeah.
We can say it's new ground, but it comes down to we could say used car lots. We could say selling off part of your land to someone else. It just comes down to the trust aspect of it. It comes down to the principle of it. It comes down to your morals, and that's what he's judging off of. That's what he wants to see, if you'll make the right decision, because he's coming at it as he's had to make tons of difficult decisions. Probably had to fire best friends, had to hire people he hated, but he still had to do these things for the better good. The thing that you need to see is, what is the outcome if it's successfully great with lolcow? In the end, you're probably going to have more of your time taken away from you, like Rastov, and you won't be able to devote any time here. And that is the ultimate goal. That's why they continue to move you around on things.
Does his father-in-law see it that way, though? Does he see it that way?
We don't know. And he won't say that. I promise you he would never say anything because he makes his daughter happy. There's nothing he would ever say about that. But you can tell it's not.
That's your opinion. That's your opinion.
But if it wasn't a big deal, he would never bring it up ever.
I hear you. I do want to point out one major issue here is people keep pointing out like the financial aspect of it. I'm not looking for like financial success off streaming on the lolcow universe. That's how they market whether or not you're successful on the network, for sure. I enjoy what I was doing over there that I'm doing now, because it's a nice creative outlet. The Madhouse show is not my creativity, right? This is purely Jaffe's baby. This is what Jaffe wants to put out there. This is what Bunny wants to put out there. These two creative people get to build what they want to build and present it to an audience. For Jaffe, I do background stuff, a lot of managerial stuff, a lot of administrative stuff, and I look at the numbers and say, this was good, this was bad, let's do this. This is a trend that I'm seeing on YouTube that's going to be successful for us. That's what I offer Jaffe. Me being on screen, it happened. But it really only happened because Jaffe lost a host on the LCU, and when we were looking for somebody, he needed someone to bounce off of. So it was me. Okay. And when Bunny got brought on, I stuck around for a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, please let me get off, please, please. I don't want to be here. I love these guys. I love Bunny. I love Jaffe. But you can see, obviously, like with that.
So what are you saying? Are you a pawn piece till someone else comes along who can sort of carry the show? Or are you going to be a like permo?
With the Madhouse or with the LCU?
With Madhouse. It's more Madhouse. Obviously, LCU's a different beast.
It's volatile. It's very hard to be permanent.
I think it is probably optimal for Bunny and Jaffe to run Madhouse as two people on screen, right? Bunny builds up like a sense of like being like a streamer with a larger audience and understands like the business sense to how this whole thing works. And then she's great, right? Yep. Boom. These two people are the personalities you come to watch.
He's an angel. Love you, Bunny.
Yeah. And then people in the chat are saying, well, if it's not financial, then why? I had a very successful career doing consulting. I was making a good amount of money in like a very corporate like position, very corporate.
Yeah, I do see that you're having a lot of fun here, because I will say when you first came, you looked happy, but you could see that you were tired as well. Like you give your all to anything you're doing is what I can see.
That's the
And that
dream. I
know it's the dream.
every working
All right.
man who's worth his salt doesn't work because it's just the money. It's because I'm doing something that's fulfilling. I'm achieving the max of what I can provide. I'm gonna do it. When I'm over there on the LCU, I have full creative freedom to like choose what direction I want to go with. I can interact with the host in the way I want to interact with it. It gives me the opportunity to be the best like output that I want to give it. If I am like done with it, I'm done with it. But if I really am driven to like give a fucking show, give a performance, talk to the community, I can do it as best as I can without restriction. And I love that. That's why I'm doing it. It's so much fun. Being a host over there, so much fun.
I say, you're young and you're intelligent, but I just, like I say, with the locale, looking through previous things, it's you get sort of less than half of what you put in with the locale universe. And as long as you're aware of that, and you're going to get the, I don't know, experience or whatever you want from it, and you take that from it, then there's no wrong with it. But I'm just saying,
it's
in my opinion, from everyone I've seen,
yeah, it's the task itself that is fun for me. It is the engaging with an audience and putting on a show. I'm not like the funniest guy out there. I have like tidbits of humor here and there that land. But I'm just like a little autistic dude who like knows how numbers work and knows like, oh, this will bring entertainment to some people. Oh, this is like better for the audience. We'll do that. And I imagine if I can work with another host, right? If I'm bringing a new person onto Locale Dark and they have a great time, and I can make that person, man, woman, they, them, it, enjoy being a presenter, that makes me happy. I'm gonna have a happy time. The issue is that Jaffe hates it. Jaffe's not a fan. Most of my stress about this whole...
As long as you know what you're doing going in, as long as you know what you're doing going in, and then you know what you're going to get out from it, and you're aware of that, then there's no issue whatsoever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you know that. If you're delusional and you think that someone's going to go, like, come out of it, you're going to get twice as much as you put in.
Yeah,
it ain't gonna
Soda
work
and
that way.
Sadness, do you mind saying what line of work you do?
I am
Very general if you want.
I work in media.
You work in media. Imagine working in media and you have the opportunity to mentor someone else, and you know financially not valid. It's gonna take a lot of your time, but fundamentally you get to take all the experience you've developed, all the skills you've developed over time, and give it to a new person who's getting started off in the industry.
An apprenticeship.
Yeah, and you get to do it the way you want to. You get to present whatever media thing that you do in the way you want to do it. And your boss in this new venture is like super supportive and it's like, hey, Soda, just tell me what you need. What support do you need? What time is good for you? Hey, if you need someone else to come up with you and like help you do a show, let me know. I'll get them in. Oh, if you need time off, I'll cover. I was offered to take the day off for Dark today. My boss over there was like, if you need the day off, I know you've been having bad sleep. I'll run the entire show. I'll bring someone on. I'll stream on your platform for you. And I was like, that's fucking sick as shit.
I could get behind that if it wasn't the fact that they were constantly trying to almost pitch you against this community and this show. When Boogie popped in, when Keem popped in saying, "Oh, you like I would like you here. Like, let's add you to a second show." It's kind of like they're trying to bridge this gap bigger and bigger until basically you have to choose. Basically, that's what it seems like, and that's the only thing that I didn't like from it. But the fact that you understand and you're kind of okay and you enjoy this.
Yeah, I'm not being hoodwinked at all. Like I understand.
It'd be idiotic to make someone choose between family and business, in my personal opinion, because I know what comes. You know what I mean? I know what the priority is in my life, and you know what I mean. If you got to choose between business or family, it's always going to be family.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I can't. If a boss tried to make me choose between business or family, that would instantly. There's no respect there anymore. I wouldn't have any sort of drive to even do any good work for you. It would actually push me further and further away. So
freedom,
every single time I see them do
more
that,
of an incentive. Freedom, such more an incentive than financial, in my personal opinion.
You know what would be funny? What would be funny though is if he pushes away from Keemstar because he doesn't want to work with someone who puts business ahead of family, and then Sarah breaks up with him.
And then you've got no involvement, Jaffe. You're clean. That's funny.
Did you just kick
But,
Yeah.
No, I did giggle. He giggled. Jaffe just kicked.
I will kill you.
Jaffe, do you have your OBS up? Do you have OBS?
It's fine. Yeah, I don't want to switch it. We're going to eat some fries and talk, and then we'll wrap up the stream. How about that? You got nowhere else to be?
You don't want to do another 2 hours?
What?
You wouldn't want to do another 2 hours if someone drops a $300 super chat?
Yeah.
He can't. He's got his thing, don't you?
That's way later. That's,
yeah.
3.5
1:30 to 2:30, 2:30. Yeah, that would still give me time to prep the interview. Sure.
Yeah, that chat, $300, and Jaffe will extend the stream by 2 hours. Well, actually, an hour. An hour is what we do.
But you got to be there with me. I'm not doing it by myself.
Yeah, I'll actually put pants on because I honest am naked. The shirt isn't even going below, like it's right at my titties, right? The most amount of clothing I have, my sandals.
John Sulk says, do another hour and a half so I don't have to be bored until live. You're gonna go watch live instead of us? Why? What are you gonna watch over there? Boogie, go get some brooms. Look at all the brooms he's got because he has brooms.
That laugh.
I told you, Jaffe, last time, mate. This is a different breed of podcast, mate. It's different. You know what I mean? This is coherent.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck it is you guys like about that live show. Rewind, I kind of get because Billy's a goddamn wonderful on the microphone, but the fuck is going on with live? Are you kidding me?
It feels like just people doing commentary for WCW acts. Not even like the commentary of what actually happened, just like the drama that happens at WCW. So it's not even fun anymore.
I like Billy a lot until I realised he was a stooge and he's just literally, you know what I mean, sticking up for Keem and stuff like that. At the end of the day, when things go wrong, you've got, you know what I mean.
I'm gonna step away to put clothes on. I'll be back.
I think Billy makes it very. I think Billy makes it very clear that he's working.
All an act, but I've got to say what I've got to say. Is that what you're on about, Jaffe? That sort of thing.
Yeah. What happened?
Hey, thanks for the fucking warning.
Listen, the guy who wrote this book wants to come on the show and be interviewed, and I'm going to have him come on. Whether it's up with Jaffe or Madhouse, you let me know. But this is the shit. You talk about what you're talking about, wrestling and all the Jerry Springer shit over there. This is brilliant. It is called 1999. Here, let me make it big here. 1999, the year low culture. I can't read it. It's backwards. The year lowbrow culture conquered America and kickstarted our bizarre times. Deals with wrestling.
That's your Monday Night War. That's your Jerry Springer.
Right,
yep.
Vince. Yeah. So I'm going to. Here's a chapter 4. United Church of Clowns. How selling outsider status creates loyal followings. So if you guys are interested in me bringing the author onto this show in a couple of weeks, I will be happy to do it. I love books like this.
1999 would have been the Monica Lewinsky, Bill Clinton bullshit and all that, wouldn't it? Yeah, all that
shit.
Yeah, crazy.
I actually met her.
Who, Monica Lewinsky?
Yeah, I have a picture with Bill Clinton when I was little, and she was there at that time.
Were you on Jeffrey Epstein's fucking island, bud?
No, but I will say this: I went to pizza parties at executives' houses because of my father's work, and it was always funny. Like when they were talking about that, I was like, "The pizza party? They took us to those all the time," and it's like, "Oh, different pizza party."
Didn't you have no stains on your vest or anything like that? No, nothing like that. No.
I wore a little suit. I was one of those ones.
No stains on the suit. No.
Listen, here's the deal.
It's crazy.
This is the squashmallow. I will open this, and once it's open, I ain't sending it. But if somebody wants this, I'll send it in the mail
Nobody
tomorrow.
fucking cares about your candies, you fucking pasty Play-Doh cocksucker. Jesus Christ.
These aren't candies.
That was
not candy. Good Lord.
No, but you just fucking, these guys were talking about an interesting topic, which you usually do, and you just interrupted it by telling us which candies you got at the gas station.
That wasn't candy.
It wasn't candy.
This is not candy. This is a squashmallow.
Squishmallow.
Squishmallow. Okay.
Is King TL still in the chat, by the
All
way?
right.
In the back.
You got 3 minutes.
Is he still waiting?
Oh, he's waiting. I put him away. He thinks he's really funny because he what somebody needs to teach that guy.
That is
guy.
Jaffe. It is not. There's no act there. That is King TL. I've known him 2 years now. That is King TL. That is the way he is.
Right, but what he doesn't understand is there's no value. It's not a good character. I
clipped what you said to him last time. I like your verve. I like your thing. I like your attitude. I like your energy. But it was hilarious. Actually, I posted it everywhere. It was quite funny.
He's just boring. He's just boring.
Okay.
Let's bring him in. I'm going to bring him in right now for a brief moment. And let's see if he entertains you. But I guarantee you he won't, because he'll be like,
just let me say Tommy. Let me say Tommy. I always say Tommy. Come on, bring him in.
I don't know what language you're using. Is that English? What did you say? Let me say Tommy?
That's English. We invented it. Yeah, you'll see in a minute. Bring him in. I'll show you.
Well, here's what's going to happen before I bring him in. It's going to be this. Well, what kind of bullshit is this bullshit? So you're not brave enough. It's going to be that. Here we go. Watch this. And action. All right, Stick, you're back on the show.
Hey, baby.
I'm back now. What happened there? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to get so violent about candies, but
what cane?
You all good?
Yeah, are you okay?
I'm talking to the candy man.
I'm the candy man.
You guys are boring me. Do something fun.
Ooh.
I just did, and you kicked me, for fuck's sakes. The first part of content, and you fucking booted the guy.
It was terrible. What do you think you offer, Stinky Solid? What's your name, Stick Solid? What do you offer?
Hey, Bunny, I got to tell you, every time I come on, you've got such a deadpan panel face, and I don't blame you from having to sit there and be schooled all day by somebody and listen without being able to talk. But every time
What do you use when you come on? What do you use? Is it pads or Tampax?
He can't talk to my friend that way.
What?
I won't let him talk to you that way. It's not appropriate.
You. But what did you just say?
Me?
I'm
no,
back.
the other guy.
He was asking
what about me? Basically, Tampax or pads. Obviously, come on means time of the month. Maybe it's too deep.
What?
Sorry. All right, Ted. How you doing? You all right? Let's just get away from my stupid joke.
We call it the Crimson Tide.
I'm a pads user.
The Crimson Tide. Yeah.
Down south is Roll Tide.
Speaking about
Tech, do you think this is good content? This is not good content. You did this last time when Bunny and I were high. You just started bringing people on, and they just started talking, and people were like, "What the fuck is Tech doing? This is boring."
No, we were talking to Tech, like we were having a conversation, but then you popped back, so we're like, let's bring the craziness. Like we were having like a
how is everyone doing this
adult
conversation. No, I can't do this. This is terrible, Tech. Don't do this.
No.
Keep the people on who want to have an actual conversation and entertain the chat. This is not a personal Discord server.
I do.
Where we're hanging out. This is a performance for the audience.
Let's have a chat.
All right, Canadian Connor, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, man. I'm just I'm getting the weed going early here.
Oh, is that what the leaf on the forehead of your PFP is? Is a weed leaf?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, right now I'm smoking 83.3 sativa guava flavor.
Guava. Jeffy likes guava.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff, you're a guava guy.
Am I?
Yeah. Guava gelato guy for the ganja.
Well,
guava ganja gelato guy.
I like gelato. I don't know what guavo is.
Guava's a fruit.
Guava's a fruit. Yeah.
You drink it out of straw? You don't use a straw for your soda?
He's a madman.
Because I liked the ice. I like the ice.
On the lip. I get it. Ragnarok says, are you going to work on the next God of War? That's for Bunny.
Okay.
I wasn't planning on it, but they did ask me. I'm just keeping it in my back pocket for now.
Okay. The back burner.
I think she'd make a good character for sure.
In the business, we call it that's on the back burner, Bunny.
Back burner.
Yeah, it's on the back burner.
That's what I'm
I should just start making up lies about the industry. It's like I'm working on a new Twisted Metal. I'll tell you all about it. Why not? There's nothing illegal about it.
Come here to hear about it.
You want to hear about the new Twisted Metal? I'm mixing Twisted Metal with God of War, and we got the rights also to
My Little Pony.
Assassin's Creed.
Anna G, the phone lines are open. Join the Discord. Put yourself in the waiting room. We'll pull you in.
Come on in here, Anna G. Let me get a look at you. I ain't seen you since you were a wee thing. I hear you up and you're running for Congress now. Now I'm okay considering. I'm considering donating to her campaign, but I need to make sure I can look in her eyes and see that she has declared Jesus the Lord. Otherwise, she ain't getting none of my.
Amen. Amen.
Right.
Jaffe, what would it look like in a Kratos versus Sweet Tooth situation since you're fusioning the two? In your mind, what does that look like?
I don't think about it ever, but
you just said you were combining the games.
I changed my mind. A lady can change his mind.
Fair.
That's true.
Very true.
So, Tech, I guess we're not going for another 2 hours.
No,
what do you
I
think
think
it is?
That's it.
I think that's it, you guys. I mean, I'll eat my Frosty first. I guess nobody wants to see what's in the package. Oh, well, that's your loss, not my loss.
You were showing the package on screen, were you?
Yeah.
No. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought you meant like a delivery to your house that has your address.
No. What's the frequency, Kenneth?
You're not asking me, right? I don't believe that shit.
You don't believe what shit?
Kenneth, the fucking crystal guy.
No. Dan Rather
Kevin.
was beaten within an inch of his life. Newsman Dan Rather in a Central Park. And a guy was just beating on him going, what's the frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth? And then that became an REM.
I don't believe in that.
That became an REM song.
That's dark.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
It's very dark.
Look how dark.
What's the frequency? Oh, please.
Oh, cheap plug. Cheap plug.
Cheap plug for a cheap show. Cheap plug for a cheap fucking show. Get me, everybody. Who am I? Hey, I just pulled you out of the Discord. You host a show now.
Yeah. We're hosting?
Yeah.
I don't like that show. It's canceled. Get me, everybody. Who am I?
Is it David Jaffe? Why is it that Barlog hates you?
Barlog doesn't hate me. He might. I don't know.
The tweet on Twitter last week about like worst person I ever worked with was David Jaffe.
I don't know. I don't follow Corey Barlog, so I don't know. I actually probably do follow Corey. I didn't see it.
Do you think it's you guys are working on Twisted X, which is going to be the spiritual successor to Twisted Metal? It's going to be plane combat. Planes that look like, amalgamations of metal and twists. And turns.
Anna wants in.
Anna G. Anna,
hello,
who am
Anna
I?
G. What's going on, champ?
Anna, you're hosting.
Anna G.
Look at your puppy.
Hey, guys.
Hello, Anna G.
Hi, Anna G.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good. Does the G stand for gross domestic product? Boom! Got her.
Stands for
100%. 100%. Oh, I like gangster.
Yeah.
What's going on, buddy? What do you want to talk about?
Okay. So what's the worst thing that you found online, like going down a rabbit hole? Like you find something and you're kind of curious and you regret it.
I think it's this. Honestly, it's not the worst because I was raised Jewish and part of my family's Jewish. It's the worst because it reflects a type of person that I just find very problematic, which are these people that when you go to their Twitter feeds, like they might post something interesting. Like yesterday, there was apparently footage from some Freemason service of men marrying boys. Now, I don't even think that's what it was. I think it was probably something that was more like a ceremony that you could, if you didn't know any better, you could lie and say it was that. But that's what got served up to me on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, well, this will be interesting to talk about on the show. What is this? But then when you go to this person's whole Twitter account, it's just filled with some of the most vile and ignorant anti-Semitism out there. And you know, I have a little bit of a dog in the fight, a tangential dog in the fight, but I imagine it's the same for anything. Anti-Muslim sentiment, anti-Christian sentiment, anti-black, it just people who get a bee in their fucking bonnet and they really don't allow critical thinking to have a place in their brain pan. And people like that really, I think they are troubled and need to be put down.
Yeah, I agree.
Metaphorically speaking.
Mine was a street cam of the front of my house. Like, you know how sometimes the city puts like cameras you can look into and see like, oh, this is like what this street and this street looks like right now. There's one that just showed the front of my house. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Me walking outside in my boxers to throw the trash out at like 4 a.m. Anyone could just be watching.
I've seen some pretty bad cartel videos, man. They're
Oh,
not
me
good.
too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. Can I tell y'all which one I accidentally ran into?
Scalping and stuff. Oh yeah.
Let's hear.
Yeah, what'd you see, Anna?
So I was on TikTok, and I saw something like, if you hear Funky Town being played, then in Mexico, then you should stay in your house. And I'm like, what? What does that mean? And so I looked into it. It was a cartel video, and it was insane. It was horrible. It was like 3 or 4 cartel guys that had a man, and they were recording him. And I guess they had the radio or something on, and it was playing Funky Town, and they were sitting there blasting the music while they were killing him while he was alive. It was horrible.
How are they killing him?
I think they were scalping him maybe, and then cutting his throat. I can't remember what else, but actually it was you could see it. You could see it. He was still alive. Oh my god.
It sounds horrible. I try to avoid as much of that stuff as I can on the internet. John Salk said he was skinned alive. I mean,
yeah, but you get down in those rabbit holes when you start researching. Like, I never expected to see what I had started out.
Yeah, that was me too.
I ended up watching a video where it was like this dad, and it was titled, it was his kid, but you could tell he was a young kid, maybe around the age of 13, and they cut his head off and threw it in the son's lap. And he was like screaming like that. Those cartel videos, man, they're not a joke at all.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get these comments in the chat from this guy, Electric Angel, who usually just types a number, but the fact that he's using words now is a big step up. Thanks, buddy. He says, anti-Israel okay, anti-Semitic is not okay. Yeah, I think people... Look, whatever you think is what you think. It's none of my business. You know what. You know, I think Israel should be able to defend itself, and I also think that they made a at least short-term, grave, horrific decision with how they dealt with October 7th. But I agree, you can be totally against Israel and Netanyahu. That has nothing to do with disliking or liking or being anti-Semitic. I agree, but he also then goes on to say, the cartel and gangs are just CIA propaganda to distract you from genocide. Well, I would disagree. Do I think America participates in things that probably are war crimes? Yeah, I think most major countries do. What, baby? All right, be safe. I love you. Watch out for the undertow. All right. There's no undertow, but I just worry. He's just going to the mall. But there might be an undertow at the mall. You don't know.
Jeffy,
But,
I think we've hit it. We've hit the time limit here, Jeffy.
I'm talking. I'm addressing this guy. One moment.
It's a lady.
No, not Anna. The cartels and gangs are just CIA to
That's a
distract
lady.
you from genocide. Electric Angel?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you have any evidence to support that. I think you can absolutely. I think there's enough evil to go around where America and its allies and its enemies can commit genocide, and we still have time for gangs and cartels. I don't think one has to negate the other. But if you have evidence that that's the case, okay, I would love to see it. All right, is that the show? Is what you're saying, Tech? Because we do need to have a meeting, a show meeting, in about an hour before.
Yeah, we have an interview coming up today. Interview. You want to plug it, Jeffy? Interview with who?
Shuei Yoshida, my old boss, used to run all of PlayStation America as well as a bunch of indie stuff. He's a man about town in that world. He's coming on the show. If you are a
Calypso?
If you are a Cult of Calypso or God of War tier member, or you are a mod, you are more than welcome to hang out with us in the Discord event and talk to Shu. You'll be able to ask him questions, talk about, he says he thinks he's coming to interview me, which is fine. I got no issues with that, but because he's like, maybe I can interview you because I know you'll ask me questions that probably aren't the best thing for me to answer. I'm like, okay. But we'll probably just have a fun conversation. So that's coming up at 5 o'clock. And then we're back tomorrow with Up with Jaffe at 10 a.m. And then we'll be with Proper Madhouse tomorrow at 9. Do not forget, did we get any more movies on the wheel, Tech, before we wrap it up? Because
we did.
Right,
we did.
What do we get? Let me put them on the wheel so we can, because right now we have Scream, Afraid, Trick or Treat. We have Afraid twice.
Afraid twice, and then Evil Dead from Sin Eater.
Evil Dead.
The Evil Dead. Okay. Which one? What version?
The first one.
Well, there's a remake, isn't there?
Well, what does the first one mean when there's a remake?
Well, there's a movie called Evil Dead, and there's another movie called Evil Dead, right?
Yeah, that's more recent.
I'll ask.
I think we have the
Eater. I just go for the remake. The remake will be better quality.
Oh, sorry. I mean 9 no. What I mean is 6 p.m. PST and 9 p.m. EST is Madhouse tomorrow. Yes.
Sin Eater says the original.
Okay.
So the
Don't pressure Tacky because that'll work 2 jobs.
Yeah, I'm also working at a gas station right now.
I hope to God that's not true.
Of course not.
Oh my God.
Tech, are you okay?
Blink twice if I'm okay.
You want me to blink twice if
Anna,
you're okay?
Anna G, blink twice if I'm okay.
Anna's got no camera on.
You see how that works, Jeffy?
I'm at work.
You can't blink twice. I'm not okay.
All right. So we've added 5 movies on the wheel. So once we get 5 more, that will spin against Hereditary, and that will pick our 3rd movie. We'll do that tomorrow morning. The film festival's coming up this Saturday at 12 p.m., and it may run to midnight if we get all 3 movies on the wheel, or all 5 movies on the wheel. But right now we've got Shaun of the Dead, the original Martyrs, and then this movie is what we're competing with. So in the meantime, though, thank you, fellas. Thanks for staying late with us. Tech, thanks, I guess, for doing the job. Bunny, thank you, buddy. Good to see you as always. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on Madhouse. And thanks for everyone for chatting with us and talking with us, and the donations and the conversations and all that. We sure do appreciate it. And we'll chat with you guys soon. Tech is running the Discord, so he's got to take us home.
Running the OBS.
Bye, guys.
I hope everyone had a great time. Lovely to see everybody. I'm looking at a live show to send this off to.
Hang on. Rob the Mod says, Jaffe, we got $5 earlier for Evil Dead. Is that what?
That's what I said.
That's what he just said.
Yeah.
Or you're saying there was another Evil Dead, or just that one?
There might have been 2. I know we got the remake on the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the remake's on that wheel. Ow.
Yeah, no, should be good.
Rupp says never mind. Okay. All right. Good to talk to you, Anna. Good to talk to you, Canadian.
See you, man.
Bye,
Same.
fellas.
Good. Have a good night.
You too. All right, Tech. I'm gonna just kill it. What are we doing?
I'm looking for someone to send it to.
Oh, what's happening on Lolcow?
Oh, fuck.
Do we like those people that are broadcasting?
I think it's Milkers, I think, right now.
I got nothing.
Roxy's husband is like in the hospital right now.
That's not nice. Is he going to be okay?
Probably not.
What do you mean probably not? What's he in the
I think
hospital
it's like
for?
a cancer thing.
Oh.
I think it's like got something to do with his like intestines or something, and like his colon or something.
Well, how many people are sending are watching right now?
Like
Tech?
200. We can send them over.
All right. Well, no, don't send them there then. If people in the chat don't want to go there, let's send them. Let me send them to somebody else. I'll tell you to send them to. How about we send them to?
Looking at small live streamers that are live right now.
Yeah. Let's look at that. Let's look at live. Unless anybody in the chat's got a, we could send them to Yahtzee. Remember Yahtzee from the Nerdist? He's on second win now. He's playing the Precinct. They got about 300 people watching. How about this? No, that's bullshit. Let's see. Small. We want small. Why am I getting all these Jesus videos?
Jesus.
Can you filter this and say I want small channels? YouTube
right
should do a
now
much
for
better.
small channels on YouTube.
They need to be doing a much better job of the way they.
How about Cheetah Gaming playing Granny live horror game live stream?
How many people?
They have 200 viewers.
How many?
200.
Yeah, one. I mean, I'd like to send it to somebody who's got like 12.
I've got a friend who's live right now, but he's probably talking about locale stuff. But he is also funny, and he's blind.
What's his name?
So.
Well, then
his
why don't
name's
you just
Toxic Piplup?
why don't you just lie to him and tell him we sent him? He'll never know.
That's true. I think he's only blind in one eye though.
He's not live right now.
It still counts. Oh, it's showing me he is. Oh, never mind.
I'm not seeing it.
Okay.
I don't know why mine's showing me it is.
Streamed an hour ago. He just ended.
Oh, it's still showing he's live. It's just YouTube.
Yeah, is anybody? What do you mean I never give you nothing, Captain Loudpack? Are you streaming right now? He says send it to me. I'm going to send you the document tomorrow, but I don't. Do you stream? You can't go on Twitch. We can't send it to Twitch. It's got to be. It's got to be YouTube.
You know a channel called Kinda Funny Games?
I do. Yeah. Don't send it to them.
No.
No.
All right. Well, fuck you, Kinda Funny Games.
Well, I mean, I got nothing against them. Well, I don't know. No, I don't like them.
All right, you don't like them.
They're not nice to my pal Colin.
Oh. Yeah, fuck you. If you don't like Colin Moriarty, fuck off.
Why can't we find who's got something?
Like, nobody's live right now. I'm
Baka
going through my...
soup. Baka soup is what Ghost Groupie says. What's that? I want a small channel. Soup. A small channel's got to stick together. This guy's got what's happening? Why am I
looking
What?
stuff up?
Yeah, I'm looking to see if anybody.
Oh no, I thought somebody was talking.
Oh.
I'm looking up Call of Duty streamers live right now. Console
King?
Nation has 3 viewers.
Oh, give it to them. Let's give it to those guys.
Yeah.
What if they become the next big thing? They better be part of our network. Great game. Great game. I can't believe Ember.
Can't send it to him because I need redirect privileges for that
Oh my
channel.
God! Fine.
They literally
All
have
right.
it so only certain people can send them
Next
stuff.
time.
Send it to Second Win then. They have 337. They're good eggs as far as I can tell.
Live streamer called Penguin. Penguinism.
What?
7 viewers.
What is that? And what is they do?
Call of Duty.
Yeah, do that.
Can't send it.
Okay, send it to Second Wind.
Looking them up.
Or send it to Darkside Phil just to piss off Rich.
Who is... None of these people have their settings to let people send them fucking redirects.
Yep.
I'm getting pissed off. Fuck everyone then.
All right, well,
Yeah,
just send it
next
to
time.
send it to the next person who's got a redirect on. To see if anybody that we can find has a redirect. Thank you, Bud Crazy. We appreciate that support, buddy. DSP is streaming. All right, let's see DSP. I looked up Baka Soup, but they're huge. We want,
Here, I'm doing God of War.
Yeah, Chill Podcast. DSP Gaming is streaming Expedition 33. And he has 150 people watching.
I'm looking up God of War 1 live stream.
Okay. I put him U2 King, but he's not accepting. Captain Loudpack, I hear you. He's streaming on Twitch, but I really should play this game. I gotta get back to playing some video games. I'm busy. Bobo Brown.
He says it was cute.
Bobo. Oh my! He's a feisty fella.
Sassy.
Do you care if it's not in English?
I don't give a shit. I just sent it to somebody. What did I think of God of War 3? Thought it was great. We do have a P.O. box. If you go to the Discord, there's a category literally called My P.O. Box Address.
There's a guy named Buenos Lopez with 10 subscribers. He's playing God of War 1 on PS2. And I commented under your name saying, "Hello, I hope you're enjoying the game." I'm going to try and redirect to him.
Okay.
I don't think... Also, I think it's in Portuguese. None of
All right, we'll figure it out later. In the meantime,
I'm gonna keep on doing. That's the show, Jeff. You can walk away. I'll keep on figuring this out.
I'll wait. I mean, but the longer we wait, the fewer people we have to send them.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Here, I'm gonna share my entire screen. Boom. Here, you can watch alongside me as I look for people to send it to.
Look at that little guy I got. Look at that little guy.
Oh, how cute! It's a little melon or
little
something.
melon. He's a little. His name is Charles. Of course it is. Charles is always doodling in his sketchbook, is what it says about Charles.
That's so cute.
Is he an avocado? I think so. Charles the avocado. See, somebody could have had this.
How cute.
Somebody could have had this. But no.
Why games? Let's try them.
He prefers to go by Chuck. Yeah, how's the candy taste, Willie? Oh, it's so good. It's such good candy.
Kawaii Games, we got you.
Here we go. Stay on target.
It's subscribers only chat though.
That's fine. Just send it. Just send it. Maybe people will fall in love with Kawaii Games.
All right, everybody, that's been the stream. We love you. Make sure to say hello to them. Subscribe to their channel and say hi. David Jaffe sent us. They're a small streamer. They're playing PS2 games. Bye, chat. See ya.
They have 178,000 subscribers. What do you mean they're a small streamer?